And it's technology. Hi, everyone. We're back. Technology is crazy, and Judge Mimi and I are going to be able to pivot and do whatever we have to do. Thank you, everyone, for your patience. If you're watching, say hello. Who's watching? Hello,
I see
hello.
Gianna in there.
Yeah, Gianna says 6:34. We know. And it also said starting at 1:50 for like 3 hours. So that was a fun way to start the show. But other than that, welcome to the proverbial cheer analyst studio. How are you? Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Axarena. Jordan. How are you?
I'm doing great. I can hear the YouTube in the back of your computer.
I don't have YouTube on in the back of my computer.
Oh, it's weird. I rehear what we already said. I think there was an echo somewhere in there.
But we're good now, right? What's happening now? Can everyone hear
Now
us?
I'm wondering if it's me.
I think it might be. Because you sound great. Hey, if anyone is watching, is there a lag between Judge Mimi or myself? And for anyone that's just coming in, we're starting with Small Senior, and Small Senior starts at 7 o'clock right now at 6:43. We're not going to be showing the majors on here. Okay, so there's no so Sydney, there's no lag from Judge Mimi, and there's no lag from Tomas. Okay, perfect. You guys, I am so sorry. That did not go as planned at all. You know what's so funny is Judge Mimi and I had a meeting about this specific show, and we were able to decide if we had a plan C. So no, we're not showing the majors here. We're going to be discussing the majors divisions that start. The divisions that we're going over are small senior, medium co-ed. No, who is that? Gianna. We're doing a live commentary, which means we're going to be talking about what's happening. And then we're going to break down what's happening in each division. Does that make sense? So if you want to watch the majors, you would want to watch the majors on Varsity TV. And Judge Mimi and I are here for you to join the conversation and see what's going on between the divisions. We're not a substitute for Varsity TV. This is live commentary, which means we're going to be giving our comments and our breakdowns and our predictions. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so the great part is that you guys are going to get more out of this conversation. So instead of just watching it yourself, you'll be able to have two other perspectives of seasoned veteran from the industry to be spicing up a little bit the conversation here and what we're going to be looking at. You were just asking what division we're going to look at. We're going to look at the small senior division, so all girls, small senior, the medium co-ed division, and then the large senior division, which is the pride and joy of everybody's.
Yeah, it totally is. Before we even start talking about majors and we start talking about division breakdowns and score sheets, tell us a little bit about yourself for people that are new to cheer analysts or don't know who Judge Mimi is. Tell us who you are.
Yes. Hi. So I'm Mimi, Judge Mimi on all social media platform. I am a cheerleading judge. I've been judging for 16 years. I've been in this industry 20 plus year. My specialty is the comparative scoring system. This is what we have in Canada here where I live. And I've been on this comparative scoring system day in, day out. But I judge all across North America and the world. And so I judge pretty much everywhere, 12 months a year. And I'm really excited to be here with you, Tomas. Really excited to join the conversation. Maybe you tell us about your background because you have a special link to the level 6 division here.
Yeah, that's right. So I've been cheerleading for way too long. I would age myself. So kind of years, amount of years. Long enough that I've seen a lot of cheerleading. Yes, I am connected to a lot of these world's teams. Cheer athletics. Wildcats was large co-ed when I was on the team. So Cheetahs now, but I was on cheer athletics for a long time, 195 years ago. But we're not here to talk about my career or your career. We're here to talk about the amazing performances we're about to see at the majors, which is going to be a ton of fun.
Absolutely. I'm so excited. The major is such a special event. It's kind of one of a kind, invite only. Everybody is a level 6. It is the first time we're going to see those team on the comparative score sheet this year. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how they stack up.
Yeah, it is going to be really interesting to stack up. For those of you that are just coming in, Judge Mimi and I are going to be doing live commentary and a breakdown for the majors. If you're wanting to watch the teams live, we're not showing the teams for those that are asking. This is not a replacement for the teams. I bet if you go on TikTok and you look really hard, what you're looking for, you might find on TikTok. If you're looking for, if that's what you're looking for, or you can just buy the Varsity TV login and watch the majors. With Judge Mimi and I, we will be breaking down small senior, medium co-ed, and large senior starting in 13 minutes. Does anyone have any questions that's watching about the comparative scoring system, which we're about to see judged here or united?
As compared to, there is more points available, and there's also larger point scale for a bunch of different categories. So for example, things like pyramid, where you might have out of like 4 or 5, and on the united scoring system, it
Yeah. It is going to be a really just can I talk? It is going to be a really interesting night for sure. I'm still waiting to see yes, someone asking, is majors comparative? It is comparative. I think at this point, we all know how the United scoring system works. There's a set amount of skills. Those skills get you a certain amount of points. You do so many skills, you get the max amount of points. Very simple. What we'll be seeing here for the majors is going to be a little bit different. Will you kind of give us a breakdown of what comparative looks like?
Yes, of course. So for judges, instead of looking for almost like check mark things like, are you doing this? Yes, check. Are you doing that? Yes, check. You're getting points. We are actually scripting everything and then making a decision of, is it harder or lower in difficulty than the previous team? Is it better in terms of execution or not as best as the other previous team in terms of execution? And so we're always looking to compare you with the other people that are in your division and that you're competing against. Then we're going to rank you, and then we're going to score you. And so you're going to see that the scores are not going to come out really, really fast tonight. There's probably going to be holding scores for the whole division when we're seeing division with three teams in a division. And so we're gonna start seeing that they're holding the division to make sure that they're comparing accurately and that they are ranking the team appropriately too.
Yes. Okay, so any questions so far on comparative scoring? Yes, no, it's going to be pretty simple. Like Judge Mimi said, we're going to look at the skills that are put. We're going to look at them side by side. And that way we'll be able to see what the outcome could be or how everyone's going to stack up next to each other. It's going to be a fun night. Small seniors starts in just under 10 minutes. The first team to go in small senior. Does anyone know who it is? Anyone watching? We know who it is, but that's a test for anyone watching. Who's the first small senior team that performs, and what time do they perform at? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Maybe
Okay.
I'll go. You want me to tell you?
Yes.
So our first team going is Woodlands Elite Generals, and they're going at 7 p.m. EST. So that means 4 p.m. for us here on the West Coast.
Which is 7 o'clock is 6 o'clock Central Time. So it's going to go generals, then ECE Bombshells, and
Yeah.
then the defending world and majors champs SSX will be going after that. And the small senior teams for for those that are coming in go every 9 minutes. So think about every 10 minutes, and they start in. Is majors being shown? Yes, majors is being shown on varsity TV. That's where majors is being shown.
Yes, exactly. And what you can expect from this channel here, Thomas and I are gonna look at the routine, tell you what's standing out for us, what we call our major moments. We're gonna like break down what we like, how we think teams are gonna stack today. We'll see if we were close or if we were completely wrong.
It's going to be fun either way. And honestly, if you're watching and you don't have access to varsity TV, we'll break down every single section. I so wish we could show it as well for those that are watching. I'm on your side. We equally wish that we could be showing it as much as all of you do. We wish that we could just be there live. So I wish I could be showing you live breakdowns. If that is something you want to see, that you could talk to varsity about that. I would also, and Judge Me would also, we would so much love to be able to show the routines and comment them live right behind us. But what we can do is tell you play by play what's going to be happening tonight. So generals is going to be going first. Generals is back into small senior after a few years. They were in small senior last year, but they had taken a break off. Actually, they were not, and they were not. Judge Mimi, do you got me on this one? They were in small senior last year. They were. This is the most uncheer analyst thing. They, of course, they were. It was 2020. Who are you excited for? There's 3 small senior teams going. SSX, ECE Bombshells, and Woodlands Elite Generals. Who are you excited for? Actually goes in the other way around. So Generals go on in 7 minutes. What small senior team are you excited to see? Do you have a favorite, Judge Mimi?
I have a favorite in this division. I'm always see SSX on online, like seeing their video and their highlights and everything that they're doing. They're always like very impressive. But Woodland Elite, their lower level program, have been really rising up, and I feel like we're going to start seeing that in their higher level too. And so I'm curious to see if it's the year where everybody kind of aged into that senior level category,
Sure.
and then we're going to start seeing that level also that they had in there.
Totally.
We're seeing here SSX for Emma.
And honestly,
Guys,
SSX for me too.
SSX.
SSX for me as
Yeah.
well. And I'm not diminishing the other teams. I think they all are the best, but I told myself going into this year, there you have to, if someone asks a favorite or if someone says which one are you looking most forward to, saying all of them isn't, that's not going to work anymore. So
No, for sure.
yes,
And
I
also, I think after today, my opinion might change, you know? You might
110%.
We might look at what's happening on the floor and then opinion may sway. Easy to post a video on social media of your highlights of a stunt that is working well, but that doesn't mean that it's going to show up the exact same way on the
Yeah.
floor. And so I'm
Yes.
curious.
Yes. And for those of you that are just tuning in, Fearless, their coaches are just walking onto the floor, extra small senior. We're going to be starting with small senior with Woodlands Elite Generals that will perform in 5 minutes. I'm eager to see on this. You had mentioned this on a live that you and I had done last week about the strategy going into the majors, and the first time we see people do these worlds routines. I'm eager to see if any of the small seniors changed their routine or if they made any kind of adjustments to change to up the difficulty for the comparative score sheet.
Being on the
Judge Mimi, are you going to be able to see the routines or just the commentary?
It's going to be just the commentary tonight, but you're going to be able to follow the play-by-play. Thomas and I are going to do our very best to give you a little bit of what's happening, a little bit of behind the scene here as we're watching it. But go on Varsity TV, watch it with us so that we can be live together.
We so wish we had it in a little screen on the side so that you could see it. And yeah, I so wish I could do that for you all. I wish that you could watch it. But anyhow, Fearless is on now, which means that ECE Bombshells, or excuse me, Woodlands Elite Generals is going to be coming on in just a couple of minutes. For anyone that's watching, a fun little trivia question. Judge Mimi, you can't answer because I think you already know this. What years did Woodlands Elite Generals go back to back at the majors?
I don't think I would even know that.
Does anyone know?
What year? Ooh. Well,
What year, 2 years, what were the 2 years that Woodlands Elite Generals went back to back at the majors?
I don't think I remember. When did the major started? Do you remember that?
The majors started in 2012. I know
Okay,
the
so that
answer.
might help us, like,
Yeah.
find the for me
Yeah.
and the
Well, you
public.
can't. This isn't an open, and I'm for everyone watching, Judge Mimi included. This isn't like an open book test. That was like if you knew the answer. The answer is Woodlands Elite
No,
Generals, and it was in 2017 and in 2018.
great. Yeah, good
It,
years.
I know it was a good year. Small Senior, for those of you that are watching, is going to be starting in just a few minutes. We'll give you a play-by-play of everything happening. We're just waiting. I think the venue is a little bit behind schedule as well. So, such is a cheerleading competition, you know.
Yeah.
Where
Maybe
are
we
all
can
of you
tell
watching from? Because we can see that you're watching. Comment below. Where are you watching from? And what questions do you have for us? If you're here, you're obviously here for the commentary. So let's have a conversation about what's going on.
maybe we can tell the people also why sometimes venues are late in their schedule. I find
Someone
that
on
that's
Fever,
always like a good behind the scene.
I know. Unfortunately, someone on Fever got injured. So they're a little bit behind schedule. Whoever that person is, prayers for a quick recovery to you. Yeah, Fearless does. I was just about to say, Fearless looks really happy about their performance. I'm excited too. We're my brain. So for those of you that are just tuning in, we're live watching the Majors 2025. We're going to be starting Small Senior in just a couple of minutes. If you want to see the team performances, if you want to watch the performances live, Varsity TV is where you can watch it live. If you want to be part of the conversation, you want to ask questions about real life scoring, where do we think certain teams are going to place, how are the placements going to fall, what do we think about skills and difficulty, this is where you're going to want to go. What most people do is usually have the majors playing on like their laptop and have the conversation with cheer analysts happening on their phone. So that way you have real life commentary because we're watching the majors live.
We are, yeah. Currently on the floor, we have Obsessions package. So their intro package, team introduction. This is what's happening right now.
Okay, which means that Woodlands Elite Generals is going to be performing next after Twist and Shout Obsession. After Woodlands Elite Generals, what's going to happen for those of you that are just tuning in? Judge Mimi and I will give you a live breakdown, play by play, each each section. We're going to tell you what's going on. If you're unable to see the live stream, then we'll at least be able to tell you how your favorite team performed. If there's a team that you're not going to be able to see, you know what? We'll meet you halfway in the middle and we'll watch while we're doing live commentary, or we'll keep an eye out. If there's a team you're not going to be able to see because you won't have access to the live stream, just ask. I know it's not the ideal situation, but it is what it is, and we're going to all make the best of it, okay?
That's gonna be great.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
gonna
question
be
here.
it's gonna be great.
Emma is asking, what do you think about the new uniform from Lady Jags? Did
I
you see
think
it online?
yeah, I think they're really pretty.
I also think it's really pretty. The white, sharp white next to white to the black is gonna like it is very dominant. I think it's gonna make really beautiful line on the floor. Same
That's
thing for like the socks, the arm. I'm really excited about it.
I was just about to say, I was also excited for what the aesthetic itself is going to look like.
Yeah, totally. It is a different.
As far as like cleanliness and when they hit motions, and because it's Lady Jags, who was that? Emma with 2 M's and 38,000 A's. I'm excited to see what kind of choreography they do that highlights those uniform patterns.
Exactly. The patterns as compared to the previous uniform has more contrast, and I think that's going to be even more interesting to see on the floor.
Hi,
Less
Barbara
sparkle,
Price.
though. Hello, Barbara.
Emma Ibarra, you said Black Ops. What do you mean? Is that it?
It's one team that she would want to see. You were asking what team you want us to share about if they couldn't see it. So that could be one team that we add on our schedule.
Because we're not going to be watching. Emma, of course. Let me check the schedule. Do you know they're not on my schedule because I can't see, but I'll check for Woodlands Elite Black Ops right now. Hold on one second.
Black Ops is red. It's in our senior co-ed, medium co-ed. No, we're doing.
They're in small co-ed. They're in
medium co-ed. Cali Black Ops.
Oh yeah,
8:05 p.m.
Emma, Cali Black Ops or Woodlands Elite Black Ops is the question.
Oh.
Because we are covering Cali Black Ops. That's a medium co-ed team that we are going to be doing commentary on.
We are.
Emma.
But then Woodland Elite's Black Ops is at 7:30. She wants Woodland Elite. That's going to be between SSX and F5.
Oh, perfect. They're pretty soon then. Yes, we will let you know how Black Ops perform, especially because what's going to happen is we're going to break down each team play by play. Then after they perform, we'll give you our favorite moments from the routine. And then as the division progresses, we'll start to compare how the teams are. And we'll give our predictions and what our rankings were. Woodlands Elite Black Ops is going to be after SSX. We won't be covering Woodlands Elite Black Ops, Emma, but we will keep an eye out and we'll let you know how they do.
Hopefully they're doing great.
Yeah, I hope it is like they're all doing great. It looks like Twist and Shout
Obsession.
Obsession. Speaking of which, Obsession is doing great right now.
Yes, they are going into their pyramid right now. They have good timing on their good difficulty in that twisting transition. I'm going to try to replug this before we keep going because I know my AirPod is only going to last me like an hour.
Where's everyone watching from? Emma, where are you from? And Barbara. Addie, you can watch the majors on Varsity TV. Taylor Steele, you can watch the majors on Varsity TV as well. Lila Barrow, majors is being shown on Varsity TV. Emma's in Colorado. I love Colorado too. Jerry Gross is at majors right now. Cam Hammer is from Georgia. Like Georgia All-Stars, or are you just saying GA you know? Okay, for what it's worth, Generals are about to walk out on the floor. Their package is showing now. We're going to give you live play-by-play for Generals and what's happening. If you're not able to watch the live stream, we will give you an update on deductions and how each stunt section went. If you have questions, feel free to ask. I so wish that we could show you guys the majors live on the bottom of my screen so you could understand what we're seeing, but the best we can do is have you watch the majors with us, and we'll give you the best commentary and the most comprehensive judging that you'll get.
That's awesome. You're a great commentary and live commenter of cheerleading, so I'm really excited also to be part of this with you.
I'm
'Cause I'm
excited
learning so
to,
much.
I every time interact with you, I quite literally will hear some nuance about a score sheet, and I'm like, I didn't know that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yes, it's always something that I'm learning when I'm with you. And I hope all of you watching, Judge Mimi's such a good resource to ask questions to, and so am I. And we want you to ask questions that you don't think you're allowed to, or that are hard, or that you think might be challenging, or why we would say a certain team might, especially when we start comparing teams, we want you to ask us why our opinion would be a higher weighted score for a certain difficulty. But yes, Woodlands Elite Generals are walking out now. For those that are watching, we'll give you a live play-by-play. They are getting set on the floor. I should so
Love the
be able to
uniform
have
with
the
the
music on.
background. It's so good. That contrast there,
Very classic.
very
Okay,
classic.
we're watching Generals. I'll give you all a play-by-play of what's happening. They're getting set now. No deductions.
Great height on the basket, first basket there.
Yeah, also really good timing. They do a synchronized opening pass of doubles and whip doubles in the opening. That was really good timing, and their whip technique was great as well. Choreo is really fun. High energy too, for those that you can't see it. Great stick stands on their standing tumbling too. For those of you that haven't seen their routine, we'll try and give you a as much detail for what they're doing live.
Yeah, some timing issue on that 4 pass there, but they're using the whole mat in their routine.
Yep.
Ooh, creative
Fun little,
transition.
fun little entry into their rewinds. They do 5 rewinds that all hit at the top. Cute little prone transition. Nothing like very not level appropriate, but a super cute transition. Then they do stretch to stretch.
Building bobble or building fall on the left side there.
Would you count that as a fall or a bobble?
I think I would count it as a bobble. Because they were already transitioning down and they kept it in control. But then they missed the skill. Love that transition where tumbling is just appearing.
For those of you that are just coming in and seeing, we're watching Woodlands Elite Generals. So far, they've either had, we're not sure if they're going to call it a stunt fall or a bobble, but they've definitely had a stunt issue on their full arounds after the high to highs.
Some
Jump
timing
timing's
issues
been
here
really
in
good.
jump. Oh yeah, I'm like, I don't know if I like the height on their legs there. I felt like it was very inconsistent.
Pyramid timing's good.
Absolutely.
And the pace is good as well, which is something that judges are looking at, that there's combinations, that there's entries, the amount of people being used on the floor. So with a team of 22, I would love to see a 7 wide personally, like a structure with 7 groups, because that's all people.
Yeah, using a max in there would be great. There was some slight spacing formation issues as they were transitioning into the 3-3 pyramid. The dance is fast paced.
Yeah.
They're doing a lot of pictures.
Yes, I was about to say the same thing.
Excellent ending there. Good energy. They were able to build that energy back up in the
They
dance,
were.
which I really like.
They were. Okay, so Woodlands Elite Generals just performed at the majors. After they had no issues except in their elite stunt. they did, it's like a high to high, not like, it's a high to high stretch. And then after that, they do an immediate like low full around. We're watching this live and we're not writing it down. So I know it's some kind of release move after the high to high TikTok. And it was pretty controlled. And then it just came down.
Yeah, exactly. It's almost like it never hit at the top and then it just went down, but the other one went down. So I think that's why, in my opinion, it might be going more into the bubble side than the building fall side. In the fall, I would be looking for more of an uncontrolled movement of the bases or uncontrolled body weight center for the flyer. But I felt like at this point it was pretty controlled and it was not a safety issue. Like I wasn't like, oh my god, they're gonna die on there, you know?
They're going to die. Yeah,
Yeah,
no
well,
one,
sometimes some falls.
no one died. No, highlights for me, just right off the bat, just because let's just go based off of memory.
Yeah.
The whip, the timing and that open sync pass that they do in all different directions, that was a eye-catching moment for me, just in the technique and the timing, the usage of the floor, everything about their opening was a yes for me. What about you?
Yeah, in the opening, the only thing I would love to see a little bit worked on is probably the standing fulls. I felt like it was hard to see. There were people in front, and there was not a great like height and extension before they were in their full. They were quite like low and tucked, so it was hard to see what was happening. I think that was the only thing in their entrance that I was like, like could be a little bit better. But love the like big group tumbling in the entrance 336. I feel like that's great number on the comparative system.
Yeah, it is. And on the comparative system, not only are they looking at the amount of passes that you've thrown, that is something that gets taken into consideration. Is let's say generals did 20 passes and SSX did 20 passes, but SSX did 20 passes all throughout their routine, and 10 of General's passes were all at the same exact time. That's going to have a little bit more weight just because they all did it synchronized. For those of you that are watching and learning about how comparative scoring works.
Exactly. Group participation, so percentage of the team in a pass is really important. Some of their basket had great heights also. That was another moment. They have this like one group that is tossing high.
But other than that, they were pretty consistent on height and uniformity from flyer to flyer.
Hmm.
We didn't see, they were pretty symmetrical on their height as well, which was great.
Exactly. Symmetrical. Good synchronization also of those two that were together. Excellent
Judge
pace in
Mimi,
pyramid.
are you live streaming the majors?
No, we are not. We are watching on a live stream, but it's on Varsity TV.
We are watching the live stream right now. It's muted because we would get sued, quite honestly, if our volumes were turned up. Um, we can't even have the volume up. Do you think we're going to get to show it on the bottom of the screen?
Yeah, no, probably not.
We so wish we
Um,
could, though.
yes, you can go on Varsity TV and follow along. That is probably the best way to go about this. What other major moments did you have in this routine?
The dance,
Yeah, I would agree with that.
as you said it, it was coming to my mind. I was like, gosh, they have a lot of pictures. They it doesn't look like 22 athletes. It looks like 30 when they go into the
Yeah,
dance, just because it's so dynamic this way and this way, but it's not messy either. It was just the right amount of a lot going on. And it was sharp. They looked like they were having a good time. And I also appreciated that they were going so hard in the dance with that one stunt that was kind of wonky.
exactly. The pace of their recovery after that building bobble was excellent. And that's definitely something that the judges are looking for when they're looking at showmanship and how you're like able to quickly go between I made a mistake to it doesn't matter anymore. I'm in a new part of the routine. I would say they did miss a skill in the second half of that stunt. After that bubble, they didn't come back up, and there was only four stunts doing it. So that will definitely affect their difficulty and their stunt score, which is out of 20. But the dance, definitely a highlight for me, too. Great confidence, great energy, great amount of lines, photos, shapes, form, volume. I really liked it.
I also liked in their transitions, in their elite stunning, that they weren't level appropriate. Like they did some lower level entries between
Yeah.
their elite skills. They would do like a rewind or something, and then it would go to like a level 2 transition, which was just more about being visual and dynamic and the visual. I
And
like that.
keeping the pace up with
Correct.
those like lower level skills. Absolutely. It created that texture that we are looking for,
That's the
to
word,
keep us
texture.
interested.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was like elite skill, level 2 skill transition. And I appreciate that a lot more than just being in a prep. For me, I would rather see that than you be in a prep and like whatever all that is.
Wait. Yeah.
For me personally.
ECE Bombshells coaches are walking off the floor. That
Any
means it's
ECE
our next
Bombshells
team.
fans here? Any ECE Bombshells fans?
I
Okay, if
am.
anyone can answer this question, I will give you a cheer analyst shirt, actually. What years did ECE Bombshells? You have to tell us before they get on the floor. What years has ECE Bombshells won the majors? And
To fill the time.
as soon as they walk out on the floor, the cheer analyst shirt is off the table.
I love the intro package where we get to see every single athlete. If I was in a level 6 team right now, having my moments like this being showcased and saying my name, like if I was part of the NFL, would be excellent. Like I would never stop talking about it. I'd show my mom, my grandma. I'd be like, "Look, that's me on the TV."
Thank God.
It's
Are
so
you
great.
showing the teams? Naya, is it pronounced Naya? Naya. Is it pronounced Naya? Yes or no? I'm waiting.
Naya the goat. Okay,
Yeah, Naya
2020 or
the goat.
2018?
No, it's not.
Oh,
But I want to get your name right. Yeah, it's not. It is 2019.
man, the only year she didn't say.
I know, the only you
Oh,
didn't say. Naya, come on. Are you
okay,
watching,
bombshells
Naya?
are ready, setting up.
All right, for those of you that are just tuning in, we're watching ECE Bombshells. We're going to give you live commentary, what's going on, play by play. I wish we could have it showing in the bottom part of the screen, but we can't. We can't even have the audio on, so let alone a video.
The
We'll give
standing
you a
full here
breakdown.
were so easy to see. Good full tumbling coverage here, the whole floor.
They landed straight up and down in their opening doubles, by the way. Like straight up and down. Their standing tumbling is a lot easier to read
100%, yes.
in the choreography.
Yep.
Tori, I wish
The
I
way
could show you the teams, but I can't. I know. Okay, we're going into their stunt. They're doing the inversion half twist.
a little bit of a spacing issue here in the middle.
Nothing crazy, no deductions so far. No deductions, hopefully, at all. 4 of the groups we wind to prep and then push up to the top. The center group just did some choreo. Now they're in prep level libs on the opposite side and go full around stretch. High to
Excellent
high
facial
stretch.
expression and energy here.
Full switch up. 5. No deduction so far if you're just tuning in. We are watching ECE Bombshells. We're in the jumps, no deductions whatsoever. Standing tumbling's been really great. Great technique in their stunting as well. It's been pretty great. A couple little spacing issues. Running tumbling looks great here. A couple little timing issues in some of the pairs. Little things. We're being really punitive. They look incredible. There's just tiny little details.
Smaller group here in terms of tumblings, a lot of single passes.
Pyramid has 5 groups going. Again, we are looking for max participation in this. So there was I believe a section where generals had 6 groups.
Yeah,
Okay,
I think we're
here we
getting
go. We're
there.
moving into a 6 group right now. Okay, the hand in hands.
It's very interesting because this is very similar to the pyramid that generals did with the 3 groups, the 3 structures, doing the hand in hand to full extension.
It's hard to see the dance because of the way the live stream looks
They
right
were
now.
filming it from the side.
I
Yeah.
know they were showing it from the side, but my right off the gate, my thought with the dance is it stays in those it only stays in 7 panels, where as generals, I don't know if it does or doesn't, looks like it takes up more space. Just the way their dance is choreographed, generals dance looks like more is it's doing this more. It has a little bit more, it's a little more dynamic for me.
Yeah, for sure. And like I love the ending where they did the diagonal with the different level where some people were on the floor like seating, kneeling, and then standing in a
Yes.
diagonal. I really like that. I thought it was a great ending. There's something production wise that I'm not sure like if they're gonna fix it, but in the stunt we couldn't see the stunts on the two like end because there was no lights on them. Did you notice that?
They do that. That's happened so many years at the majors where it's,
Really?
yes, where you can't see anything.
Like you can see them if you're like actively looking, but if the light is on the three middle stunt, obviously your eye is going to go to those three middle stunt, but everybody's important, right? You need all of those stunts up.
That's right.
Very interesting. I love their entrance though. So if there's a moment for me that I thought was really great was their entrance where they did the lift, the spotlighting of athletes, and then they went straight into standing tumbling. It was so easy to see. No smoke and mirror. They're just giving us a full group standing tumbling. This is what we can do. And I personally like that.
You do?
I do. Yeah.
Okay, so let's compare. So far we've seen generals and we've seen ECE bombshells. I haven't even given my major moments, by the way.
Go ahead. Yeah. Let's start with that.
It for me it was how clean the stunts were. Everything was just really easy to read. That's my second thing is how much clarity there was in that routine. It's very easy to
Absolutely.
read in every section, which you were even able to see things like spacing issues because it was so
Mm-hmm.
clear.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. What I would say maybe is like something that will play against them is the smaller group tumbling in their big, large running tumbling pass, though they had that large group tumbling in their entrance. So it may like balance out, you know?
I do know. Okay, so stunt wise, we have generals had we know they're going to be
A
down one
bobble
inversion. Yeah.
and
And
one
they
inversion less.
yes, so generals did one inversion less than bombshells. Bombshells hand in hand also was a half twisting hand in.
True. Yep.
And they generals did 5 rewinds.
Hmm. I think they did four and
Bombshells did
there was
4
one.
to prep.
Yep. Yeah.
But they also did a half twisting inversion.
So it's very much, strategy. We come back to strategy. What's the strategy that you're taking,
It looks like in small senior it's going to be based off execution then because they're pretty similar as far as their skills go. So right now,
Mainly in pyramid. That last pyramid was very similar for both team, going from the hand in hand to the hitch pyramid and then
Cali
doing like the
Holdsworth,
release.
South Jersey Storm Celsius is on right now, and it looks like they're doing really well. For those of you that are asking, we are commenting on small senior, but someone asked who is on right now, and I wanted to let you know it was South Jersey Storm Celsius. Back to small senior. Who do you have in the higher difficulty space for stunting so far?
Uh, I'm gonna go with bombshell.
I am too.
Yeah.
Baskets.
I don't know if it was a memorable moment.
I agree with
What
that.
What about you?
Who had like the super high basket? Did we just see it was on generals or was it
It was
bombshells?
generals. Yeah, I was in the entrance for generals in the back, like,
Yeah. For me, it's generals because bombshells baskets were good, generals were better.
yeah, totally. I could see that. And then in terms of dance, like the whole overall score sheet, I would say
Generals is probably going to score a little bit higher there. The dance, the energy. That's my personal feeling, but then that's also a very a subjective score sheet, and so depending on who's on the seat for this, it might play out differently.
Standing tumbling.
Standing tumbling, just for clarity, I would say EC.
I was gonna say the same thing. Running tumbling, generals.
I think we would have this for this one. I would want to go back to the playback and double
I
check
know.
how many doubles.
I know.
That's what I would want to know. I'm like, okay, yeah, there were passes, but like how many doubles? How many sync passes? That's what I would want to know before I could like really give an assessment here.
Judge Mimi, are you guys showing the routines?
This is a very good question. We are watching live on Varsity TV,
And
but
you
we
can
are
join
not going to be
us.
showing the routines, but you can join us. Please put the live stream behind you. SSX coaches are currently coming on the floor. And so we're going to get started with our last
Ashley
meet in
Taylor,
the
we will tell
small
you
senior
everything.
division.
I'll literally tell you everything. So I don't know where you can get a live stream on Varsity TV, and then all of you can manifest for us that one day I'll just be able to have Varsity TV in the corner and you can watch it. Where can I watch a live stream of majors? On Varsity TV?
Yes,
just go to
there's some.
varsitytv.com.
That's the best place to watch it. You might find some illegal place to watch it also, but they usually get flagged and then reported.
Yeah.
And so we do not want to get reported. So here we are.
We don't even have the volume on, Ashley Taylor, but we will tell you everything that goes on with SSX. I'm really excited to see them, actually.
Ashley is saying SSX better win. It is our reigning champ in that division.
How many in a row are they going for? Does anyone know? They're going for a certain amount of consecutive wins at the majors. Does anyone know?
I don't.
Anyone?
That uniform is looking good.
22, 23, 24, 25 is what they're going for. Yeah, that uniform is sickening.
That is crazy coming out of COVID, having that many years in a row. What we've seen with gyms is during COVID, they lost a lot of athletes and then they had to rebuild their program. Whereas I feel like it didn't phase this group at all.
Same with, you know who else I would say that about is TGLC, who has come out of COVID really good.
Stronger.
Very strong. They're like, very. Okay, so SSX is walking on now. So far, for those of you that are just tuning in, Bombshells hit, Generals either had a bobble or a building fall.
Exactly.
SSX is getting set. I will give you a play-by-play of what's happening, and as will Judge Mimi. I want to show you the routine so bad Aiden wins, but I can't. Standing fools were great. It was all but literally like 3 or 4 girls just did a standing fool. And they were perfect.
Participation was awesome.
Whip doubles to the front were good. Basket timing was good is what I'm looking at.
Excellent.
And basket height and the center basket was perfect. Those rewinds to one leg were good. Some caught a little bit below prep and extended. There was a little bit of pressing if we're being punitive, but
below extended.
They caught extended by definition, just not fully locked out. So there was just a little bit of movement.
Excellent group participation here in tumbling. A group of like 7, a group of 3.
Aiden, why don't you just go to Varsity TV? The paper dolls are good as well. Into the next elite stunt. Double ups all hit.
Great pace here in the combination. They did that switch in between the two group and it was really fast.
We're watching SSX now. For those of you that are just coming in, we're watching SSX. It's been pretty perfect.
Solid.
So solid. Not just a hit, but there's none of their bases are moving in any of the stunts.
The technique is excellent there. And now we're not seeing the end passes. Oh, okay, great. They zoomed out.
So good. Lots of
Mm-hmm.
specialty, not even through to full. They do a lot of specialty to doubles.
Yeah.
I like the transition is really seamless between running, tumbling into jumps into their pyramid.
Yeah. Rare that we see jumps after running, tumbling, but it's very, very clear. Fast pace in that pyramid.
The low to high ticks hit, and then they do the inside. They do the inside hitches and the outside stretch. The pace is really good. For those of you who are watching, this this has been near perfect. I cannot imagine what they're going to look like at Worlds. And
Yes.
yeah, I can't imagine what they're going to look like at Worlds. I'm excited to break this down. They're in the SSX is in the dance right now, and if I had to just give my opinions right off the bat, I would say it's SSX Bombshells Generals.
I could see it. Definitely SSX. I think they have a strong strategy and they've executed it perfectly. The strategy is large group tumbling, high difficulty in running tumbling, fast paced pyramid with lots of combination, way more combination than we've seen on other teams. And then that creativity with giving us like different ways of building your routine. Like we never see jump after running tumbling. And so this is also like surprising. Like we weren't expecting that. And then boom, they get into the pyramid and we're like, oh my God, they're right there. It's a
And I
good way
have
to
to
connect
say,
something far to something close to then a pyramid.
one of your comments as we were watching live, when we were watching Bombshells, who went after Generals, you were like, oh, this kind of looks like what we just saw. And I don't think that was any kind of like a shady comment. It just was the truth. And
Mhm.
then Generals goes and it looks nothing like what we saw from the other two teams. And that just adds even that much more
SSX.
impact. Yeah. And then SSX
Yeah, yeah.
goes. Yeah. And it's like that adds even more impact. Yes, Ashley Taylor, they hit perfect and it was flawless.
It was
Emma,
so
we're
good.
still waiting. We're still waiting for what is it? Woodlands Elite Black Ops? Yeah, they're going on now. Emma, you still
Yeah.
better be here.
We're going to give you a play by play. In my opinion, that's going to be SSX taking it for today. Their difficulty, the execution and stunt. Can we talk about how little they were moving? It was so perfect. Like twisting transition to the top, one leg with the body position, no movement, full confidence. It was so beautiful. And the pace was fast. There's something with like slow turning transition to extended that just is missing that pizzazz. And they were fast, hit, bam, body position, and you were just like, "Yep, that's what I was looking for."
And you know what's a good word to describe? They had a building. Wait, SSX had a building bobble according to cheer updates.
Interesting. I didn't see it.
And that happens. Luckily, we're
It
talking
definitely
about
does.
difficulty. We're not talking about deductions right now, thank God, because that's a different score sheet. Based off of what we saw, I still think SSX would be the winner in the stunt difficulty section. Regardless if there was a
Absolutely.
building bobble or not at Ashley Taylor at cheer updates, I still think that they would win the stunting. Comparatively, they had the hardest stunts and they would have the highest stunt difficulty.
And let me pull out my sheet here. A building, a bobble is 2 points. And I think out of 20, just in stunt difficulty and in pyramid difficulty, there will be more than 2 points there
Okay, Black
for
Ops
them to
just went
take on.
FYI and it's been good. So they're winning, period. I would be shocked
Is
if
what
SSX.
that's our
I will be really shocked if SSX doesn't win the majors and get 4 in a row. I'm calling it now. They for sure win stunt difficulty and stunt execution. Like you said earlier, I'd have to go back and watch every single running tumbling pass to give a true educated running tumbling difficulty score. I don't think I could just do off the fly because we would need to break down every single pass. Was it specialty to full, specialty to double? Was it a straight double? So
But their participation in the entrance standing tumbling, that
They
also
do
will
that
play.
has to be
It's
like
almost
eight.
full team.
That's like they do 18 out of 22 standing fulls, not literal. Black Ops is still hitting Emma, by the way, from what I've glanced over.
Yes, they have excellent pace again there.
So SSX is my prediction is winning the majors. Did you know
Absolutely.
for the first couple years of the majors, those that are watching, did all of you know that it used to just be all girl and co-ed like Worlds?
Interesting.
I know. Okay, so here's what's going on. We just saw small senior. They all hit with, well, Cheer Update says that SSX has a building bubble. I didn't see one. And then
Yeah,
Generals
if we're
had,
looking at Cheer Update, he's saying one building bobble for SSX, he's saying one pyramid bobble for ECE Bombshell, and one building fall for Woodland Elite Generals. And so, however we want to look at this, like we saw a bobble and nothing, and then they saw a fall, a bobble, and a bobble. I think it all kind of evens out at the
I do
end of the
too.
day.
Yes. So my final predictions are general, or that is not my prediction. Because we'll see the rankings eventually, but we're not gonna see the rankings right off the bat. So I think that the small senior majors champion is gonna be SSX.
You heard it here first, guys.
You heard it here first. And all of my predictions for Worlds were correct. The whole podium prediction, all of my podium predictions were right.
Yeah.
They
I'm
were.
joining you for Worlds one division, and our prediction was right too.
It was. Who's going on now?
Was.
This is F5?
F5.
F5's going on now. We're actually not covering large
Look
senior.
at the fan.
I know.
So
Okay,
fabulous.
we're not actually covering medium senior, but we're going to right now anyway. So we're just going to watch F5.
Yeah, our next team is going to be in the
medium co-ed.
And that will be at
Cali Black Ops. Is supposed to go on in 15 minutes, but we're behind schedule.
Whoa, look at the amount of rhinestone on these outfits. For everybody that is not on Varsity TV, it is covered with rhinestone.
Audrey, we are covering small senior, medium co-ed, and large senior. So we didn't skip Black Ops. We were actually talking about small senior while Black Ops were performing. I did glance over while the live stream is playing, and from what I saw, Black Ops hit, but we did not skip Black Ops. We're just not covering their division. This
one athlete fall
rhinestone.
in. It's rhinestone. Cheer Update is calling for one athlete fall with Black Ops.
Again,
Elite Black
Ops. Yeah, we were talking about small senior while they
were. We didn't watch the whole thing.
So I don't know.
It's also something interesting to know when you are on a panel as a judge, you only judge every other team, right? We have work to do and we watch a full routine and then we start writing about this routine. So when I'm at a competition and people are like, oh, have you seen my routine? I'm like, it may not have been my panel. And actually I was doing something else. So I was probably like heads down into my work.
Same.
Right? I know. I know you know.
I do know. Yeah. So F5 is going to be the first medium senior team going on in the division. Does anyone know where I could watch for free? I do not actually know. Even if there was an illegal place, I actually don't know.
Yeah, it's a story of the world. It's cheerleading.
I know it is the story of the world. One day you'll be able to see it live on the bottom of our screen. Until then.
That uniform is sparkly.
Okay, so F5's routine opens up. Doubles across the front. side to side. That basket was really high in the opening.
Yeah, large group participation, the standing tumbling in the entrance there. Like it's the third pass now that they're doing with a group of like 5, 7 plus. That transition fell a little bit under choreograph getting into the stunt there. It felt like there was a little bit of a pause before they went into motions.
I
It could
agree,
be a bit
because
more end to end.
I agree.
Woof. A fall, a bobble, even maybe there in the stunt.
So F5's had some stunt issues. Then they just
Another
had
fall.
another. They may have had like 2 falls and a bobble. It could be more.
Hmm. Yeah, they look nervous in the stunt mainly. Like everything else was great. Great transition
F5's
to jump.
F5's going on now. If I tried to show you the majors, all you would see is a choppy screen. However, it isn't free. That is correct.
It is correct.
That is
You know what I
just the
do?
nature.
I buy a month, I watch everything I need to buy, and then I wait until World.
That's just how
USD
it
is
is.
very expensive as compared to Canadian dollar right now. Not gonna lie.
Okay, so F5 didn't have their best performance. That's just that.
Yeah, that's what it's looking like. I love that entrance into the pyramid where they're switching group. I thought that was dynamic. We haven't seen that really. It's interesting to see because they are in a different division, and so there is more people on the floor, more people in pyramid also.
Yeah.
Oh, that was interesting. They didn't do all of the same pyramid. Something twisting, release, then flip, and some just flipped. They're doing the circle. Da, 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 da. I like that.
I don't have comments because I wasn't really paying attention, to be honest. I'm thinking about what is going to be happening soon. I'm really excited for medium Coed, just to see a Coed team. I'm excited for Black Ops, Royalty, Revelation. Any
Yeah.
medium Coed fans in the house, they'll be going on soon. So we're going to start to transition into medium Coed, which is going to be scored a little bit different because we're looking at Coed stunning as well. But any medium Coed fans in the house?
The co-ed requirements are a little bit different here. So like just having boys mean that you need to start doing those one base and a flyer type of stunting. And so it doesn't have to be male female for stunting. It could be male male, it could be female female, but you need to start giving us those like 2 humans doing stunting together.
One on one.
Yeah, exactly. One base, one at the top, might have a spotter. It's always better if it's unassisted. Obviously, it's scoring higher than if it is assisted. And on for assisted, like even just catching the foot to help in the dip for the pop, for example, as to come down, that would count as assisted and that would reduce your difficulty. Oopsie daisy.
Oopsie
When does the
daisies.
major start? It's an hour ago. Logging
Who
right
are
now.
you?
Logging right now.
What do you want to
We
know?
want you to
Wait,
see
we
it.
can fill you in. Are they showing? Who's they? Are they as in
Us.
us?
We are not. We are not. We are watching right now live on Varsity TV, and we're giving you commentary. We've done the breakdown of our small senior division. And what was our prediction, Thomas?
SSX, Bombshells,
Bombshell
Generals.
Generals. Yes. That was our prediction. And now we are waiting impatiently for medium Coed division, which is the next division we're going to break down.
Ice, like Golden Girls. We weren't watching small senior, so we didn't get to see Ice. Brandon Senior Black is going on right now. We're not really watching small Coed, but we've been asked about it. So you know what? We'll watch Brandon Senior Black with all of you since it's been a hot commodity.
I think that's a good idea.
I do too.
How did they do last year? Do you know?
I do know. I can tell you actually. Give me one moment. Let's see how they're going now. Any Brandon Senior Black fans in the house?
I am. Good BSB.
Who live? Not I. Okay, 3 unassisted toss libs. That all hit, by the way.
Lots of movement across the floor here. Very dynamic. Woo, the timing on that is good.
What was it? A 2 to double or 2 to whip double?
I think it was whip.
So do I.
Yeah.
Sorry, my live stream's kind of glitchy for those of you that are watching. I don't know if it's like that for you, but mine's coming through kind of crazy. So if I can't see, pardon me. Technology, I tell you.
I love seeing boys tumble. They have like a different way of doing it. Sometimes more power, the speed is different, the height. And so I find it very interesting to see them on a team. They're doing that new things that team are doing where they are facing all of the stunt to the center flyer. There's a
That's
center
right.
flyer and all the stunts are facing forward. I like that. What's your opinion on it?
The stunts facing forward or the double ups from the ground?
No, the stunts facing the middle stunt. So everybody kind of facing inward.
I'm about to be we've seen it enough now that this will be the last season where I'm gonna love it.
Yeah, I think it's a good way to conceal stuff. So when you have all of the stunt on one line, you can see like
That's right.
the different issues. But then when they're all facing in a different direction, it's harder to see. So I think it's a good concealing. But yeah, I see what you mean.
Little bit of jump timing for Brandon Senior Black, but other than that, it's literally been a perfect routine.
Yes, we're in pyramid right now. They're giving us a lot of dimension. So they're going forward, backward, front and back. They're switching in between like teams across the floor. This is the most favorite pyramid that we see all this year. That inversion hitch back.
They're so good. We're watching Brandon Senior Black. Oopsie daisies, FYI. And it's been perfect. I bet you know their whole routine by heart. And they didn't have any deductions. And my favorite part was when they do the throwback to the double ups from the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah. The double ups were really good. The co-ed the co-ed stunting in the beginning was really solid. I so wish we could show you guys the live.
Yeah, I think the only thing that they had was a bit of a bobble in the pyramid. Like one of the prep didn't fully go, but then they like were able to catch it back. Other than that, excellent performance there. Great tumbling and synchronicity by their full boys tumbling there. I was impressed. And then they went tumbling, standing tumbling, and then one guy punched and went back. I was like, oh my God, he never stops.
He doesn't, no. We're talking about Brandon Senior Black, if you're just chiming in. Medium co-ed's about to start soon. Who's excited? Any Revelation fans? Black Ops, Cali Black Ops. Any Cali Black Ops fans in the house? Yes. Revelation will be going on shortly. So will Cali Black Ops. Spirit of Texas Royalty Medium co-ed will be starting shortly. Small co-ed is already underway. We just saw Brandon Senior Black. Who are all of
Did
you
I hear
rooting
this
for?
right? Did I hear this right earlier that it's Revelation's first time at the major?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was impressed by that. When I heard that, I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that at all.
I'm really excited to see how medium co-ed how it's gonna play out tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Who are your favorite medium co-ed teams coming into this majors? Hi from Chile.
Hello.
Hi from the United States.
In Canada.
And Canada. We're watching the majors from all over the world right now. Canada, Chile. Do you have any
The
questions
US.
for us, Francisco? Are you watching? Are you watching the majors? Is anyone watching on Varsity TV? Great. Maybe not. Medium co-ed. Who's your Who are you looking most forward to of the three?
That's hard. I don't know the co-ed division as much, and so I'm gonna say Revelation. What about you?
Oh, I don't know.
Right? I know it's such a hard one.
Medium
They all
co-ed's
have
gonna
different
not be.
flavor.
I know medium co-ed's not gonna be as easy to talk about as small senior was.
Mhm.
Can you
I
guys
think
show
you're
us the
right.
routines? Can you show me the routine? If one of you can show me a non-choppy routine, I would love you.
Do you want me to refresh it?
Yes, please.
Okay, I could. Let's give this a shot once again. Queen, I wish we would be able to show the routine, but here we are. We're watching live on Varsity TV. They are talking about the leagues right now, but we want to see medium co-ed. There should be another like 10 minutes maybe before we get into medium co-ed.
Anyone know who the most decorated medium co-ed team at the majors is? Who's won the majors the most time in medium co-ed? Anyone? It's Spirit of Texas Royalty. Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
that might change everything. Like we might start looking at this and be like, well,
They've
they
won so many
have the
times.
experience. Yeah, they
Yeah,
have the
they've
experience
won
in
so
that
many
division, you know?
times. I would never count Spirit of Texas out of anything because
No.
just because of how you can always expect that they're going to execute very well.
Yep. Texas, the birthplace of cheerleading ish, maybe. Right now,
It's
it's a
not in
big
Vancouver,
place for.
Canada.
It is not Vancouver, Canada. It's not Montreal either.
It's
But I'm
not.
excited.
Yeah, I am too. Who are this interview they're doing right now with? Is she on Prodigy Midnight?
Mm.
They're on some kind of interview right now for any of you that are
Oh, they're
tuning
on
in.
Vipers Hiss.
So Justin Carrier and Ashley are doing some interview with the athletes from Vipers, from Stars Vipers. Medium co-ed will be on shortly.
I love the eye makeup that she had. She had like those little heart, like in the next to like here in the crease of her eyes. That was like yellow. That matched the uniform. That were like small, tiny heart. It's so creative. Let me tell you about the makeup we used to wear when I was cheering.
Yeah, tell
We
us
were
about it.
getting, I'm like, we were getting straight up glitter from the like arts and craft store. And then we would put like almost like real glue or like lip balm that was sticky on here. And then we would stick the glitter on the lid. It was so bad for us. It was a really, like 20 years ago, it was a different time for makeup and like there was nothing available, and so we were doing like glue and sparkle.
For those
That's
of you
probably why I'll be
that are
blind.
just tuning in, we've decided to just completely stop commentary altogether and only talk about eye makeup from however long ago. We're
This is
actually
the makeup
waiting
channel.
for medium co-ed to start. Right now, ATA Atomic is about to walk onto the floor. We're not covering medium senior. We covered small senior earlier. Our predictions or my predictions. Are we on the same page on that?
We are on the same page on
Okay.
that. Yes.
Our predictions are SSX Bombshells Generals for small senior. We're not covering small co-ed or medium senior, so we're just waiting for those divisions to be done. And then Cali Black Ops should be walking onto the floor technically in 2 minutes, but we're on a little bit of a schedule delay because of an injury earlier. I still don't see the competition, but I'll do it soon. What? I'm so excited for medium. I'm so excited for medium co-ed. What medium co-eds are we let us know in the comments below. Comment down there. Hi, aka Sarah. Hey. Sarah Norman, is that you? Emma's excited for Revs. So is Judge Mimi. I feel like Spirit of Texas Royalty is about to like tear it up. Sarah Norman. Judge Mimi, say hi to Sarah Norman. She is one of the elite flyers from Elite Kenton Cheers Elite Flyer Mega Camps. I know. She's watching from LA.
Forest Fire, are you all good?
She's watching majors.
So are we.
So are we.
Just waiting for our next team right after this team here, right after ATA Atomic.
Okay, so Revs, one of you is excited for Revs. That's it.
That's two of us.
That's two of you. I'm nervous I didn't feel this way for small senior.
What makes you nervous about this division specifically?
Because I really don't know how it's about to go down.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to see.
Are they all gonna hit?
Listen, the hit rate hasn't been the greatest on the level 6 team until like this this weekend. I look at some stats that were on cheer updates and like the hit rates were quite low in the like 0 to 50%. And so my hope is that we figured it out for the majors, and I cannot see the future. I do not know.
ATA Atomic has looked good from what I've seen as I've popped over and looked at the screen.
Yes, totally.
Sarah, who's your favorite medium co-ed team? Revs?
Ooh, you saw Revs earlier today.
Like in warm-ups or when they do like the difficulty round? Where did you see them? Francisco, who's your favorite medium co-ed team? You saw them waiting in the hall. Like about to perform?
This is great. In Indy, the halls are so far one from each other. It is so hard to get to lunch. I don't know if you guys know that, but for judges, you have to run to make it to lunch on time. You have like half an hour to make it to your lunch and then make it back and eat. And so you see a lot of people like taking their heels off and then running in between halls to get back to the lunch station. Off the floor. The public. And then the revelation coaches are coming on. Looking great.
Yeah. Look at Adrian with that scarf. So Top Gun Revelation is walking out now. I'm going to talk about the execution and stunting, and Judge Mimi will talk about the difficulty.
Ooh. Okay. I love that background in the gym. It's so iconic. You would recognize it like from everywhere. The brick.
Jags go on at, I'm going to tell you. $7:55, and it's 7 right. It's 7:01 right now. No.
Lady Jags. Yes, they are just right after Revelation. So right after
Oh,
this one,
they're gonna
it's going to
go.
be Lady Jags with their new uniform, is what I'm hearing. So right after this one is Lady Jags. Um, Ray O'Neill. We cannot show you the screen because we don't want to get in trouble, and we would love to have this live stream going. And so
Yes.
this is the deal we're on. If you
Um,
want to see the team, please go on Varsity TV and watch along. You do still have time. And then on the live stream, you can always scroll back. If you miss a team, you can pause, go to the washroom, and come back. It's a great feature.
if you can't watch the live stream, we'll give you a play-by-play. Right now, our predictions for small senior are SSX winning, and then as far as scores go, I think it'll go Bombshells, Generals. Medium senior so far, ATA Atomic would be in first, but Lady Jags hasn't gone yet. So right now I would have Atomic in first, winning the majors just because F5 had a less than desirable performance. It's okay, it happens, but F5 didn't have they had a couple of stump falls, so ATA Atomic for sure. But our first medium co-ed team is walking onto the floor.
Great uniform. They're different uniform than what there was in the intro package.
I like this uniform a lot.
I do too. Yeah, it's looking very sharp and very comfortable in a sense, which I'm always in favor for.
Okay, so Revelation just got set. There's 30 people on the team.
Good standing
And
tumbling
same amount.
number.
Great tumbling execution coming to the front on those three girls that do doubles to the front towards the beginning of the routine. And then the timing when the
Yes.
boys do the whip doubles to the back of the floor was perfect.
Great. Yes, absolutely.
Co-ed full-ups that were assisted in the back, 5 co-ed full-ups in the back during some running tumbling across the front. They're transitioning into their boys doing 2 to whip doubles.
Some problem in the landing there, but nothing too big. The routine is very dynamic, how they went from that triangle to the space for the standing tumbling.
Extended
Spacing is
hand in
also
hands.
creative here.
Into a pyramid structure, they do a front full, really pretty toes. Those all hit the full switch ups. There's 7 they do. Those hit, and then they do full around ticks at the top. Those hit as well. Revs is hitting so far if you're just tuning in. Double ups to the front to 1 foot, all hit beautifully from prep. Then they power press kick double.
The timing for that dismount was excellent.
The way they posit the catches of the dismounts look so clean. That is correct. It does look so clean. And I can't believe you said that. I'm so proud of you, the way they catch, the pause on the catches of the dismounts. Look at you, junior cheer analyst. Running tumbling's been perfect.
Excellent height in those. The baskets had like great height. That's the beautiful thing when you start having boys on your team, where you can just gain a little bit more
strength
of that speed and strength.
Pyramids, great. Lots of non-level appropriate skills mixed with level appropriate skills. This is Revelation that we're watching live. It's been a hit so far.
They gave us more group with the shoulder stand in the middle, but they never connected. So it was a great visual, but it's probably not going to count as like a pyramid technically. Dance that was like kind of a slow motion. They're adding tumbling, which is it's something that we usually see on the boys team. They do tumbling during the dance so that it ups the difficulty. And if you need to get a little more number, you can get it from there. Good performance.
Yeah, that was a really good performance. What were your major moments?
My major moments, I would say standing tumbling in the entrance. Excellent participation number. I absolutely love that. I keep on saying that. That was a great one for me. I love the pyramid. I thought they were using everyone very well. Even like high basket, and then the dismount with the kick double. Oh, that was good.
Lady Jags is about to go on, if whoever asked that earlier, by the way. So we will let you know how they do and where we think they'll end up. That was a really
What were your major moments?
the time, like the way the stunt was executed on every single detail. They do their double ups at the same exact pace. They all end at their hips all end to the front at the same exact time. Their knees are all in the same exact position. It's kind of like dance. You know how they are more critical of where your feet are on your pirouettes and if everyone's foot is at the same exact height or your leg height. And those are the kinds of details I feel like Revelation looks at, where their leg height is perfect. They look so symmetrical and they look so identical from flyer to flyer and person to person.
Yep, that's a really good point. And the routine composition was also really good. A lot
Yeah.
of fast-paced moment, a lot of like transition, choreographed transition, linking between the different sections.
And they do extended hand in. This is not all their stunts, but they do an extended hand in hand. They do a rewind. They do a double up to 1 foot, and then they do a kick double dismount as well.
Which is level 6.
In addition to all their other things that they're doing. So we have a lib kick double, a rewind, and a lib kick double and a rewind, and a double up to 1 foot.
Yeah, true. The other thing that we didn't talk about is the Coed stunting. And so I think the Coed stunting might not be like their strongest
No, that's okay.
skill.
Yeah.
You could tell it was assisted. You could tell it was concealed in the back. There was other thing happening in the front. And they wanted us to like maybe not like have to like put too much attention on this. I feel like if they were to have like of level Coed unassisted skill, they would put it right in the front for us to be like, oh yeah, okay, we see it's there.
Lady Jags
it wasn't the case. They were
is
just
about to go on. We'll let you guys know.
Look at
It
that
looks
uniform.
so good.
That's it looks so good. The waistband.
I was just about to say that white waistband.
I think it's going to do well. It's such a classic look. It looks like Rev got no deduction, so first team to hit 0 ever since we started.
Oh my gosh.
It is very important to celebrate.
It is. It's incredible to celebrate. Good for them. Lady Jags has looked good so far. I haven't seen any deductions.
What's your opinion on colorful bottom in shoes? Like sole.
The sole?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a classic. I like white shoes. Like a good old white shoe. Rep Theorist. Varsity TV is not free. It is $29.95 for the month. Or you can pay $12 a month for a year's worth. So it's like $144 or something.
$150 or something. Yeah, I agree with you. White shoes.
I wish I.
It's harder to see, but it could be a strategy.
Yeah, because with the on a black floor, it looks like their feet are disappearing.
Mm-hmm. And because they have
I think
white
that Lady
socks,
Jags just had
like
some
we're seeing more of the
I
white.
think Lady Jags had some pyramid issues.
Yeah, one person looks shaken up a little bit.
On one of the if you're just tuning in,
see it.
I don't think that Lady Jags just hit. So I think that it's going to be ATA Atomic who's going to win the medium all-girl division. I may have just missed. They may have just had a weird transition, or they came down early. But if that was a stunt fall, then I would say ATA Atomic is going to probably win. Did you see it?
Yeah, so it's reporting 1 bubble, 1 building fall, and 1 miss pyramid.
Yeah,
fall.
then I think ATA Atomic is going to win the majors.
I didn't really look at the whole division, so I'm going to trust you on this one
I am.
because I'm so excited that Black Ops is coming on the floor. That's our second team in that medium.
Coach Netta and Coach Mike. Did you know that the coach of Cali Black Ops was on the very first California All-Stars team on Cali Coed? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Netta
Fun
was on the
fact.
very first Cali Coed team ever.
Sarah is letting us know that her coach was on Cali
Who?
Coed.
Black Ops are about to go on.
Yeah, we're looking at the intro package right now.
Did you watch the majors back in the day when they didn't have a package? They had a package, but they didn't do this part on film. They would announce them. So they would be like,
And they would
Judge?
come out.
They would walk out with the announcer would say their name, and they would like walk out and wave one at a time.
No, I only started watching the majors when I moved to Vancouver. So, like, only a couple years ago. It was harder for us Canadian to watch online because there was like this whole VPN issue. We had to stream it, we couldn't watch it. Like, it was just very complicated. And now it's so accessible with Varsity TV to be able to like just watch it from anywhere. And so, no, I never saw actually people just walking out and being called out. I don't know if it would break my mojo though to like be called out and then kind of be the only one on the floor until the rest of my team shows up, right? I like being pumped out with the team in the back and like doing our last like handshake and doing our last like hugging people and like kind of our the things that I need to get out of my system before I go out. I don't know if I would like, be called out and then just being there with everybody just looking at me, you know.
Any medium co-ed fans in the house? Cali Black Ops is walking out. We've already seen Revelation, who had no deductions. It was really good. Black Ops is going to get set. Do you right off the bat? I can tell by their way they're walking out. It's going to be a good performance.
Yeah, they look confident. That orange bow on the blue background is popping out.
Yeah, I love it.
Here we go. They're setting.
Here we go. That kick double in the opening was really pretty. 2 co-ed rewinds that are assisted, but those will get taken into consideration for their co-ed points.
Some tumbling timing issue for the girls.
But no deductions for those that are not able to see the Varsity TV stream. Varsity TV is where you can watch the majors. If you can't, we're watching Black Ops right now. All of their 9 full switch up air best double downs just hit.
Under the stunt there, which will really help their difficulty.
Yes, it will. In addition to the co-ed stunting.
Exactly.
Okay, twisting inversion up. Fun little transition. All the rewinds hit.
Ooh. A bobble on the left side, maybe there.
Stump fall. Was that?
Great transition. That was a great transition with the double twisting down. Dynamic. Oof, a fall, a bobble. Great timing in those baskets, though.
Yeah, this has been a less than desirable performance for the Cali Black Ops, which happens.
Yeah.
It is what it is. It's just you can't win with the amount of deductions they've had. They had stunt fall in the second one, I think. Yeah, they've had if you're just tuning in, Cali Black Ops has had some building issues. There's a little bit of tumbling timing. All the running tumbling passes hit. The pyramid looks great. Paper dolls, front fools. I'd like a moment that was coming out of my mouth as I was like, I'd like, yeah.
With the two bracers,
I was like, oh,
holding them.
right as I was saying, they need a wow moment. That you commented on that.
Again, they use that technique. Tumble. So I feel like that's the second team that we see that use that strategy. My major moments, maybe for this team, I would say probably the
Mine's the
entrance.
full switch ups.
Yeah, that was a good one too. I feel like as they started, you could tell already in their co-ed stunt that it was a little shaky. Like it wasn't like it didn't stick right from the start. And so that just gave us a vibe. And then it kind of actualized itself in the rest of the partner stunt. What I really like, actually, I think my major moments is the 9 2-base stunts that they did using that max plus.
I know.
And that diagonal, like that was well executed, that was strong. I'm like, this was actually like a moment that I was like, oh, okay, like this is a strategy here, you know.
Imagine if
But
at
then they
Worlds
kind of
those
let me
airbest
down.
double downs, what if they all kick double at Worlds? Those 9 switch up, full up, airbest, power press, kick double. I could see it from
That would
Cali
be
Black Ops.
Oh, totally. I feel like it's easy. It is a good upgrades
That's
to
a great
have in your
upgrade.
back pocket, and it's not going to change too much in your routine in sense of like you don't need to start like, but it's
I know. What would you do if a medium senior team of all girls, because it's 30 people, had 10 groups of 3? And they all did rewinds to the top. For a moment like that, would you prefer from a visual aspect for a moment like that if 30 people were doing rewinds, would you rather have it just be together or ripple? Like, because that's everyone on the floor, so you can't highlight a tumbler or something.
grouping. So maybe like 3, 4, 3, so that we get to our 10 that way. And then this way, like you're able to see synchronization driver of like those 3, but you're also able to see the creativity driver of having that ripple. I think that would be my strategy. So it's kind of like half half. It's not exactly like rippled or it's not exactly synchronized, but it's a bit of both.
Peach is going on right now. For those of you that are just tuning in, we're not covering medium senior. If I was to call it, though, I think ATA Atomic is winning right now, but Peach hasn't gone. I can see out of the corner of my eye. Looks like they're hitting so far. We're in the middle of medium co-ed right now, so Top Gun Revelation is gone. Then Cali Black Ops is gone. All we have left is Spirit of Texas Royalty, and then we're going to move into the main event, everyone's favorite, Large Senior. Large Senior will be...
Let me cover the deduction also for Cali Black Ops.
Yes.
So that we have that in writing. 1 building fall, a missed stand skill, and then an incomplete twisting transition. which I think is currently for me placing them in second position as compared to Rev, who got a hit 0.
That's what I think too. I think right now it's Revs, but Spirit of Texas Royalty has won this competition so many times.
Mm-hmm. I would be I'm excited for them to come out because that's probably a team, Spirit of Texas, that it's a team that doesn't post as much on social media. And so I don't get exposed as much of their content. And I think that might change everything for me, just being able to watch them live and be like, okay, like now I'm going to actually go and try and source maybe content from them. Whereas I feel like I'm getting fed way more content from the Top Gun family and the Cali family.
Yeah.
So excited for them to take the floor.
Sarah, are you still watching? Sarah Norman? I think Peach hit. And if I'm really eager to see who's going to win medium senior, Peach or Atomic. Are you at the majors, Sarah Norman? Or are you watching the majors? AKA Sarah.
Yeah, she was talking about the peach color that goes so well with the gray uniform. I would have to agree. I think it's so unique. We see a lot of black, white, and pink. She's watching. We see a lot of black, white, and pink going for gray, and like peach's color is just so different, so unique. They could sell merch of that, and I think people would buy it.
Oh,
It's so different.
a gray crew neck with
100%.
their logo in peach color. I want
100%.
14 of them right
Add
now.
a little bit of rhinestone. Like I'm like, you're done. Check.
Stitch
We're all
incoming.
getting one.
Yeah, sign me up.
Collaboration.
Yes. Okay. If Peach is walking off, that means that Spirit of Texas Royalty is going to be coming on any second now.
It is our last team in the medium Coed division.
We're in the medium Coed
Our
division.
reigning champ. Those were the champion last year.
Yes.
In that division.
That is correct.
Yeah. Okay.
They're walking out their alternates, their coaches, Coach Cammy, Coach Brett.
Look at that tracksuit. I love it. It's
The
giving like
old school spirit.
varsity. Oh, yeah.
That was their warm-up jacket from when I was cheering. That's what their warm-up jacket looked like.
It's so good. What's
I know.
old
That's
is
what the
new.
Cheer Athletics
I
one
love
looked
it.
like too when I was on it.
That's so good. That used to be part of the uniform when I was on the Devils. We were a team that was also doing like sideline cheer, and we were associated with a football team, so we would get like the boy football gear as like our tracksuit, but all in like extra small. It was so fun. Your dream is to be on royalty. Well, girl, that might be happening.
To be on royalty? Why? I love that.
You can speak it into existence. I'm very much thinking about like you can manifest anything.
You can manifest anything.
Thomas is gonna take out his tarot card and start.
Exactly. Okay, royalty is about to walk on, and we're going to conclude medium Coed in just a couple of minutes.
We just got confirmation that Stingray All-Star Peach had no deduction, hit 0. So I think that could also affect the placing for that division. I love that crop top there. It's so Texas.
Have you been to NCA?
No.
You've never been?
No. And now
Are you
they moved it, and now I'm like, oh, Houston. I've been to Houston multiple times. Varsity Conference was there.
So you've never been in the arena? The Spirit of... How do you feel about the walkout that Spirit of Texas does?
Like it when I'm in the tumbling seat because that helps me count people. It's so much easier to know how many people there is. Not
Okay,
gonna lie,
royalty's getting set.
legacy. Ooh, great energy right from the start there from those 4 girls on the floor.
Also, their co-ed stunts looked really solid. They had 4 toss
Yes.
libs. I didn't see if one of them may have not been assisted. We're watching Spirit of Texas
Oop.
Royalty, the last team to go in medium co-ed. They're transitioning into their first elite stunt.
They had large group standing tumbling, 1 athlete fall on the side there. Good confidence in the stunt.
Yep. They do the extended hand in hand, and then they go stretch, high to high stretch. We're watching Spirit of Texas Royalty right now. They've had 1 athlete fall. We're in the building section that's all hit. They're transitioning into their rewinds.
Ripple. Beautiful.
Yeah. After the rewinds, they transition and they do some choreography into a full and a half up to 1 leg. Then they do a kick double out of that. So they've had a couple of level 6 skills.
They're
It's
doing
going to be
large group running, tumbling. That is a great strategy. This feels a little under choreographed there, getting into the basket toss.
I like that word because I would agree.
Hmm.
What would you suggest putting there? Just some motions to transition from that section into the baskets?
Could be motion, could be lift at like a spotlight, someone that is looking to the front that is giving us
Something.
like the attention we need, but everybody turned their back to the front there for like a hot second. But the rest of the routine is well choreographed. There's things.
Jumps looked so good.
Hmm.
The scorpion in the pyramid is absolutely stunning. Pyramid's been good. We're watching Royalty right now. Pyramid's been great.
That slow motion, I love it every time. Ooh, and then they do the transition. It's always great.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
A good hitch pyramid. That's a good picture moment. They're going into their dance right now with lots.
Major moments. Is this your... Why? I want to hear all your opinions. Say all.
Tumbling in running tumbling, I think it's a great place to just up your difficulty. And then they did standing tumbling, also large group. They went for like the full floor coverage in standing tumbling. Great height on basket toss. Some under choreographed transition. Some athlete fall. But overall, I really like what they were selling.
It's cheerleading. It's just
Yeah,
classic, good old-fashioned cheerleading.
exactly.
Who do you think won medium co-ed stunt difficulty?
Um, Maybe Rev.
I think so too. I think
It's gonna be between Rev and Royalty.
my predictions right now are Revs winning, Royalty getting second, and Black Ops only because Royalty had an athlete fall. So they're going to have a deduction. And I don't think if Royalty, let's say, maybe had a higher stunt difficulty, it's going to be by 0.1. And I don't think that's going to put them far enough ahead with an athlete fall. It's going to be very close.
Yeah, it cannot be 0.1. It has to be a minimum of 0.5, 0.4 in between each scores that is given on the USASF stunt category. That is the minimum you can put your team the closest on the 20-point division is 0.4. That's the spread. So when you're picking your number, you always have to go at least by 0.4. So
I could see Royalty.
I
I could see Royalty had good co-ed stunning though. They had solid
yeah,
co-ed stunning. They had more unassisted. So I'm eager to see how their unassisted co-ed stunning affects their score.
yeah, I know. Right. It's gonna play out differently. It's gonna come down to the breakdown for this division. I think for me, I feel like you think Revelation, I'm thinking Royalty, and then I think we both agree that Cali Black Ops is probably going to be the placed lower. They had a lot more mistakes there.
And
They're
Cheer
not
Athletics
like
Panthers start now, FYI. For those, the main
yes.
event. Large senior.
Let's go ahead.
They changed their baskets with the ripples in the beginning.
Yeah, they did.
I like this routine composition a lot. It's very they've made some changes since their last performance. We're watching Cheer Athletics Panthers right now. They've had no deductions. If you're just tuning in, Large Senior has started. There's no deductions right now. We're on Panthers. They're moving into the half twisting inversion they do when they do the handstand or the hand in hand to the front. Those all hit to one leg. My live stream was kind of wonky on that, so I couldn't tell if there was a bobble.
No, there wasn't.
Rewinds looks
There's
good.
there's a fall on the right side there.
Okay, so we have one stunt fall for Panthers. And then it looks like the full arounds to the heel stretch hit as well. So we're watching Large Senior right now. Just started. Panthers are halfway through the routine. Good jump timing.
Excellent jump.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sarah Norman says it was really creative. I'd love to know why, Sarah Norman. Why do you think it's creative? I like how they're running tumbling section. They're using their passes to create visuals as well. It's not all just corner, corner, corner. There's multiple things happening as once.
Mm-hmm.
I also love that one to full section.
I thought that line, yeah, that line was really nice.
I love that.
There's still some slight timing issue on their running tumbling. Like they're giving us larger group, obviously, but it's not like that handsprings and like the end of the pass that is like at the same time.
Sure. So if you're tuning in now, we're watching Panthers.
Such a fun pyramid.
It was a really fun pyramid.
Ripple.
The side semi up to one leg. Off the front. That was good.
Excellent connection speed between the pyramid and the dance. It is really hard to move that many athletes on the floor, and they're doing it perfectly. Very clear what shape they're giving us. Excellent.
Yeah. Overall, it was good. If you're just tuning in, this was a good performance for Panthers compared to their others this season have not. This is probably the least amount of deductions they've had.
Yes, I would agree with you.
It wasn't perfect. They had a stunt fall and a couple of timing issues as well. The execution wasn't there for me. What were your major moments?
I would say the pyramid. The pyramid for me was definitely a major moment. They're using all sides of the mat. It's going in a bunch of different directions. They're giving us like full group structure, small grouping. Also, they're giving us ripple, and then that connection between the pyramid to the dance is very quick also, and they're finishing up strong.
I like the dance. I really like the opening. It's really powerful. Also, and I don't know if it's the choreography or if it's like old school, but when they all drop and they do the one to fulls, do you know what I'm talking about? That wall of one to fulls after running tumbling. Why do I love that? Why do I love that so much?
It's tickling your brain because it's like covering the whole floor. I think there's still like could be a bit more in terms of like a bit more practice put into timing of that, because it could be the most powerful moment, the moment that we'll remember for like a couple years to come. But I think it's just missing that like perfect timing and perfect execution. But I agree with you.
I don't know why I love that
It's
part.
a
It's not
good
even
one.
it's not even the most difficult part of their routine. I love it every single time.
Yeah. And so here we have one major athlete fall and one building fall for Panthers.
And we just
Which
started large
for
senior. So what's going to happen is we're going to watch the next large senior team, who is going to be the World Cup Shooting Stars.
greatest routine of all
Well, it
time.
is.
This was the first time. It was that cha-cha routine. Loved it.
1, 2, cha cha cha. 3, 4, cha cha
Yeah,
cha.
it was so good.
Do you know that they do like a
So
double
good.
twisting inversion in that routine?
They do?
In the pyramid, they do that like handstand thing, and then the girls dip, and it's like a double down out of it. But it's
Mm.
since they start inverted, it's
Then
technically a double
yeah.
twisting inversion.
Gotcha. No, I didn't catch that.
There's only 2 large co-ed teams, and one of them's going right now. We ought to just tell everyone what's happening. Large co-ed is about to start. Stingray Steel just walked on the floor. We're watching large senior, but since the only team that's gone so far is Panthers, there's not really much to say about the division. Right now, Panthers are in first. That's about all we know. Look at the height on those baskets.
This were some unassisted stunts.
One arm.
Co-ed.
Yep.
One
arm.
Mainly.
Mainly.
Some were two, but
The
yeah.
most amount of Cupies / awesomes that we've seen today. How about that?
Agree. Yeah.
Yeah, the way they move to
Transition
the
with
side.
the almost fall
Yeah,
into
the way they go to
pyramid.
the side.
Yes, super fast.
I love when that girl, have you seen that on TikTok when she like dives up the middle and they catch her in the like straddle position and then she flips? That
Sure.
wait, have you
Yeah.
stitched that?
I don't think I have just yet. No.
Oh, I love that. Look at her. Look at the way she just jumps. Could you imagine that right into a shoulder sit pyramid? Oop, I love that. That's what your stitch would be.
That's exactly what it'd be. Oh, this is great. Have you seen the height of the basket though in the back during the jumps?
Have you
One of
seen
the
the height
highest
of
we've
all their
seen today.
baskets? Every basket that Steel has done has been past the majors.
Oh,
Fall.
something happened on the floor.
Oh,
They're asking them to exit the floor.
did someone run off while we didn't notice? Did anyone see that that's watching? Did someone run off the floor? Because there's not an injury, but Stingray Steel just stopped the routine.
I'm going to try to.
I'm going to watch as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to rewind it and see what happened there.
We're watching Large Coed right now. If you're just tuning in, Stingray Steel just stopped their routine. And we're checking to see if maybe someone walked off the floor and got sick because there wasn't an athlete on the floor.
So they were
I'm watching the
doing
corners.
their jump here.
Yeah, that girl just walks off the front corner. Did you see that?
No, I think she's still jumping.
After jumps.
Let me try to back it off. Yeah, so you have that squirrel moment that is going into split. You're talking about that girl there in the back? No, she's running.
No, after jumps, which is after this part, watch the front
Yeah.
right corner and someone walks off
Oh,
the floor.
that girl?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do you see?
No, I think she's going into running tumbling. She's there.
She is?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's keep going.
See, I think the girl
Let's see
walked
what
off
our
the front of
friend.
the. I want to see. I think she walked off the front corner of the floor.
Let's see if our friend Cheer Update here will tell us anything. I'm going to put us back into the live here so that we're not missing out.
Senior Elite is about to go on, or I mean, Shooting Stars.
Shooting Stars.
The World
The
Cup.
coaches are looking so cohesive with their outfit. I'm loving it.
That's the most
Living
Judge
for
Mimi
that.
comment I've ever heard, Jurek. So starting out, just the cohesion between
Coaches.
the first group we saw, the coaches. I have to say, I loved the cohesion between the uniformity.
The uniform. Fashion is fashion. I'm gonna notice that because, like earlier, we saw two white person with red scarf, and then one lady that was dressed in cheetah print, and I was like, this is not matching. This was a cohesive group, and they weren't dressed all the same. It was still great job, great
The
job,
same
coaches.
motif, same theme.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, Stingray All Star, it's saying here, one major athlete fall, two athlete fall, music stopped, clear, floor cleared. So maybe just the music stopped. That might be just what we're looking at. And because we're watching without music, that might be why
Do you know
we
that
don't
this is
really
the
know.
first year that World Cup Shooting Stars has worn a black uniform? Ever. It's always white. Nope, it's never. This is like they've never had an all black uniform. They've had black on their uniform, of course, but it's always white and black and gold. I do too. I do. Here we go.
Let's have a look here.
Who are you rooting for in large senior and why? Panthers already went, FYI. So we're on World Cup Shooting Stars.
Love the bow. It has this like retro vibe to it. Handmade.
It's been the same for 30 years. Did you know that?
I love it.
No, it's literally they've worn
We're
the
getting
same bow.
started here.
Tumbling up to the front was good. I like the ripple of the baskets, but the baskets weren't all the same height. But it could be because of the way it was spaced. But that's my first observation.
It was three together, and they're in the ripple of different skill.
There was a lot of sitting fools right there, FYI. We're watching World Cup Shooting Stars. Great transition, lots of choreo in the middle. Their theme is Stars Over the US. I would love if in their routine it started like the Lady Gaga year and dropped to a giant American flag instead of the. Do you know what I'm talking about when she started with the cheetah dress? I like the transition into their elite stunt, which is starting now.
Fast pace.
Yeah, fast pace, hand in hand with a quarter twist to front stretch, hit 1 3/4 to the front.
A major fall outside of the mat.
They're gonna have missed skills. Oh.
Yeah, the athlete fell outside of the mat, and so usually it's kind of an automatic. It's a major fall and a boundary violation, so usually that's an automatic music stop. Mostly if the athlete is not standing back and running to come back on the floor. That girl was like slowly coming back on. Do you want me to
Okay,
rewind it for you on the right side there?
I saw it, but like I've seen teams fall off the floor before.
I know, but look at
Yeah, it's really good choreography. If you're just tuning in, the World Cup shooting stars had to have their music stopped after Stingray Steel just had their music stopped. We've had two teams back to back with their music stopped. Yeah, I haven't seen that in so long. You don't even see that as a judge ever.
rarely, rarely.
Not even at this caliber either.
Yeah, no, I would agree with you. And then that's probably a nightmare in the back because they have to go back to warm up. They have to like put them back into the lineup and figure out when they're going to come back on the floor.
Okay, I'm watching
On the right side, just right here in
on
that
the twist.
transition. There you go.
Oh, she like fell. She like fell
Fell.
to the.
Back, the girl on the right is like slowly walking back. She like they were holding her foot
That's what I'm
still.
saying. She just fell to the like hard part of the floor,
Exactly.
off the performance
Yeah.
surface, and wasn't like,
Come
but like fell. Correct. It was, and it also she didn't. The girl on Shooting Stars didn't just fall with a like their bases. She didn't fall on top of them, and they all fell off the performance floor. It was like just her,
she disappeared. Yeah.
but they were still holding her foot, so she smacked the upper part of her body against.
Hopefully not. Hopefully maybe there's something outside of what we saw. Like there was still one base or one back spot that like followed her through. So like maybe like this person caught her like
It's
alone.
also,
But
and like Judge Mimi saying, it's so dark on the edges of the floor, you can barely see the stunt, let alone. But cheetahs are about
yeah,
to walk on, so she must not be injured enough that the show stopped.
yeah, exactly. That's what it looks like. Cheer Update is telling us one major athlete fall, one major building fall, and out of bounds. Orange and Senior Elite. So I think they might try to put Steel back onto that break at 8:45 p.m., which like we're running behind so by about like maybe 15 minutes. So that might be like the easiest spot to put that team. But that means that because your senior large panel is going back to back, then they would need a break after Senior Elite
For
to
Shooting
then go
Stars,
on and rejudge Shooting Stars at that moment.
which is probably
The
what's about to which might happen.
Exactly. The alternative then is to put those two teams that were back to back and were stopped right after Senior Elite. So you would go Stingray Orange, keep that break, Senior Elite, and then back to back Steel and the Shooting Stars.
Do you know that if cheetahs win, do you know how many times they'll have won the majors? What number this is?
No. 10 back
10.
to back?
This will be no, not in a
Wow.
row. The most they've won in a row is
Okay.
7. They won 7 in a
Oh,
row.
Jesus. Gotcha. That's a lot.
Okay, with the
The
wrestling theme, we're
uniform
watching
is
cheetahs now.
they've been
Also,
like going wilder with their uniform lately.
this
I
is
don't
wild
hate
for
it.
sure.
It has like a bit of a Nacho Libre vibe.
Yeah, it's very WWE.
Exactly.
Okay, moving into the first stunt, full up, or was that a rewind? That's
a
how glitchy
rewind.
my stream is. I didn't know if it was a rewind or a full
This
up,
is
by
a
the way.
pull up, unassisted mainly.
They've both have hit. So cheetahs have hit so far, no issues. Toss libs were good. Because they do the ripple from the back to the front for those of you that know their routine.
I love the girls' uniform. It's giving Wonder Woman. It's
Oh,
very
it
strong, very
is.
powerful.
Did all the hand in hands just hit?
Yes, they did.
Yep. Then they're going to do the half
With the
twisting inversion up.
transition.
Looks like
Yep.
that hit. And kick double dismounts, which hit
Kick
as
double
well.
down. Great synchronicity in those kick double. Like
Really
similar
good height
height.
as well, which is really hard at large co-ed to get when so many are so high to have everyone at the same height and look the same. Great jump timing.
It's great to see it's great to see the close up on the jump there because we could see facial expression, like really personalized facial expression that gave us like personality and vibe. I loved it. The start of the pyramid there on the side.
This is nonstop. What team is performing right now? We're watching Cheer Athletics Cheetahs right now.
Cheetahs.
They're the second large co-ed team. They've had no visible that we could see. Their pyramid has been great. Their co-ed stunning has been my major moment, by the way. It's been really solid.
Very solid, good difficulty, a lot of unassisted there. I thought it was an interesting choice to start the pyramid on this side while the tumbling was still going. They connected well with the center, but I think they're like the pace dropped a little bit as they were connecting, but they were able to bring it back up. That dance is fun.
You know, like, but you know what I love is regardless of what people think about themes or uniforms, those athletes look like they enjoy doing it, which is all that matters. Like they look like they have a great time. Because people ask all the time, like, what do you think of uniforms and themes and this? And it's like, as long as the kids are having a good time and they love performing it and it's what makes them feel good and they can be entertaining in it, then by all means.
Exactly. I love a theme that is not trying to overdo it. So a theme that would be motion, dance related, and it would be like sprinkled in, but they wouldn't try to tell us stuff with like signs and props and like more things, right? It has to be obvious on its own and it has to be sprinkled lightly. It's almost like salt. If there's too much salt, you're just like, if there's just enough, you're like, this is the greatest enhancement to a routine.
Based off
Like
what we saw, let's pretend like we only went based off of what we judged with Steel, based off of what we judged with Cheetah. So it's the first half, like the first 1/3 of their routine. Cheetahs would have higher difficulty just because it looks like the amount of stunts they had that were unassisted. Again, I'd have to go back and count every single co-ed stunt.
Yeah, I would be curious to see all of Steele's routine before, like,
only the part we're talking
like calling
about.
it.
No,
Yeah,
only the part
seen.
the part that we saw. That's why I'm like, which is basically standing, tumbling, and like 2 co-ed stunts.
Also, the confidence part, I think the confidence was really high with Cheetah. They also hit 0, which is helping.
And Steel, even before the music started, hadn't hit 0, according to cheer updates.
Before the music stopped?
Yes, that's right. Before they started.
No.
Steel had tons of deductions. Before the even music started, they had deductions.
No, before the music stopped, they had 1 major athlete fall and 2 athletes fall, so mainly tumbling deduction. But
I can't call it
we're
now.
gonna move into,
but I could call it now.
I can't call it.
I can't call it now at all.
Sometimes when you come back with a vengeance.
I know. That's what I'm saying. So you can't call it now. I can only judge the 2 sections that they both did at the. Do you know what I mean? Just standing, tumbling. Speaking of Stingrays, we are in large senior right now, and Stingray's Orange is about to walk on. They are walking on the floor right now. Cheer Athletics Panthers is gone. Interestingly enough, World Cup shooting stars went after Stingray Steel and had their music stop as well.
Also, music stop.
So we're into the third of the 4 large senior teams. Stingray's Orange. We'll give you a live play-by-play. We'll break down division after, give our thoughts on the team and the division standings at large. So here we go.
They're
Who are
setting
you
up.
rooting
I
for,
love that
everyone?
uniform.
While you're watching, any large senior fans?
Excellent tumbling there.
The amount of people in that opening standing tumbling section.
Mm-hmm.
Basket height.
Baskets were really great.
Those
here.
baskets were so good.
Like height and timing.
I like that pod of stunts of 3 in the middle of the floor as this is all happening. It's like a pyramid group.
And maybe?
Everything's hitting so far in their elite stunt. I wish that we had a little bit more non-level appropriate dismounts and entries with Stingray's Orange.
But I'm loving their tumbling choices
now. I love the difficulty. I love the routine. I wish we had some.
That explosion into a stunt was great. There was a building fall right
there
there.
was
in the
a
middle.
building fall in that rewind. Was that a rewind or an extended hand in hand? Again, my live stream is being glitchy. I know how to watch cheerleading. I know what it's called. I'm sorry, but the full kick, full dismounts. Are you serious?
Did you like
love the
it?
full. That's so unique and not something we've ever seen from a large senior team before.
I agree with you. I think when we're going to start comparing, if everybody's doing kick double and that team is doing full kick full, the difference.
Yeah, because if you compare Orange, this is they have carried the momentum. Oh, never mind.
To an extension, they were at waist level. That uniform on the black background is great.
That uniform color. I miss Stingrays in white, green, and blue with a turtleneck.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that one is one of my favorite uniform actually.
The turtleneck?
The blue with orange. No, that one that they're wearing right now. I feel like you put a little bit of black light there and then it's like shining. Shiny.
Okay, so major moments from
Stingray
Stingray
Orange. The full kick full dismount, I think that was great. The basket toss, the height and the synchronicity, also beautiful. Their tumbling choices, another major moment. See, it's like as compared to Panthers and what we could see of Shooting Star right now, they were able to give us large group tumbling. They were able to give us like the running tumbling and the standing tumbling. I have mixed feeling about their dance. I love the idea of having that full line and when they're doing this like woo woo,
Yeah,
and they're giving us texture. I still feel there's something about execution. It's not like coming up like powerful. It's like it's coming up and then we're giving that moment, but it feels like it's kind of breaking a little bit the energy of the dance there because it's a bit slower. What are your major moments?
the full kick fulls. The opening standing tumbling, the way it's choreographed and composed, looks like 32 of the 38 people do a standing full. That doesn't necessarily mean that it's true, but just the way that they're positioned on the floor.
I think it's because they're starting with like the hand full and they're joined on the full with standing fulls. And so your brain is like, oh, okay,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
full,
like
but then you're being surprised by
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I love that. Okay, we've had
Yeah.
3 teams have had to stop their music this competition. 3. Fever, Steel, and Shooting Stars. Fever is going again right now. Because remember, their small Coed, for those of you that are watching, small Coed we didn't cover, but Fever earlier had to have their music stop because they had an injury. And Stingray Steel has had to have their music stop, and the World Cup Shooting Stars.
And then for Stingray All-Star Orange, it's looking like a building skill emission instead of a building fall, 1 athlete fall, and then 1 pyramid bubble. So that's turning out better in terms of point than what I thought. I thought this was a building fall, but it was just an emission, which, yes,
Well,
it may affect
cheer
your
updates isn't.
difficulty.
I'm eager to see what the deductions judge says on some
100.
of those.
But having a second set of eyes that we can pull at any time with Cheer Update to give us some deduction is a great resource.
Ding, ding, ding. I love that. Fever's going again with 1 less person, or actually, it looks like they have somebody filling in.
But didn't fill into the
Their
stunt.
elite stunt. So it
There
looks
was
like they're
one
gonna have
stunt.
someone. Gym Time Fever's gonna. They're performing again right now as we speak, and it looks like they have someone on the floor who will fill in for their pyramid.
Yeah, that girl on the right hand.
What are all of your thoughts so far on what the divisions that we've seen, the ones we haven't covered? Do you have questions? Let us know in the comments. Down there. The comments. Let us know.
In the
Yes.
comments.
In the comments.
The camera is very shaky right now.
It is very shaky right now.
Yeah, it wasn't the case for the rest of the live stream.
The only part that's hard about us not judging is we don't have someone on the stand that we can be like, hey, when does such and such go? When does Seal go again?
Well,
Like, we have
yeah,
no
exactly.
idea. I can't tell anyone right now. Like, we have no idea when Steel is going again or when Shooting Stars are going again. Senior Elite
But
is
here,
up next.
yeah, Senior Elite is up next, but here is what I'm thinking. I think they're going to put them right after.
So you think that Steel's going to go right after Senior Elite again? And then
Straight
and
back
then
in.
Shooting Stars will go right after Steel. Yeah.
The question is always like, is there enough time for them to go back into like warm up and all? Minutes, so it is doable, like to do the whole warm up in
Revelation
like a
hit
half hour.
perfect at Yvette Chavez. Senior Elite is up next. They're about to walk onto the floor, whoa, the World Cup Shooting Stars are going again.
Oh,
Surprise! Sorry,
they're
at
surprising us.
Willie, KW Lily, KUW Lily. Sorry, Senior Elite's not next. Stingray. I don't even know what the teams are. World Cup Shooting Stars. Is going again. Do you think they were judged up to the part before the music stopped? I do too.
Yes. Usually when a team comes back, we start judging again to the moment where the mistake was.
So right now.
And so, but they have to redo the whole routine all over again. So they can't cheat and only do half of the skill. You need to be as tired as you were before for when you restart your routine. Right now we have Shooting Star on the mat here. A great standing tumbling there. I love that transition going into like the cartwheel, lower level cartwheel, holding each other.
I like all the choreography that happens in the middle of the floor while the two pyramids are happening on the sides.
Yeah. It has different volume and shape and it's moving quite well.
Yes. No, the only time we've seen people do pyramid structures on the outside is either coming into a pyramid or in running tumbling. Okay, they're going again. They hit
Looks like
the
all the stunts
transitions
are
again, or they hit the inversions. The double ups hit as well, or the 1 3/4 to heel stretch, I should say. So good so far on their stunts.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I was very much looking at the right stunt, seeing like how they would change their execution for that stunt that fell, and they did really well.
This is good
Their,
timing as well.
hmm their tumbling participation might be a little bit lower than the other team we've seen so far in
I
that
would agree.
division.
I would agree. For those of you that are just joining, we're watching World Cup shooting stars who are in their pyramid right now on their second performance. This is round 2. No visible deductions to me or to Judge Mimi.
No, not at this moment. Ooh, maybe a bubble there, maybe a fall in the middle of that pyramid in that transition where they're moving and then they're going into their dance. They're always bringing it in the dance. I really like that. They're giving us classic cheerleading dance with the partner work, with the lines and the levels going down. Like this feels like something that I don't have to think about too much. They're like showing me like, here are my partner work, here are my levels, here are my line. This is the thing that if I was on the checklist and on the rubric system, I could be like, yep, 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 yep. Okay, great.
Major moments for the World Cup shooting stars.
Do you want to start?
Yes, I like in the pyramid they do a transition. I've been wanting to say this for on live for so long. I had a conversation with the World Cup shooting stars coach Joel Antico at NCA in 2022, so 3 years ago, and she was like, "What are your critiques of the shooting stars?" And I was like, "My only honest feedback, right? Because people, I'm sure, ask you the same thing where they're like, I want you to just give me honest feedback." And I told Joelle, I was like, I wish that shooting stars did a combination in their pyramid, not just like full, like front full cradle or like something cradle. And then now they do that transition where it's like rewind, immediate double up, like hand in hand, quarter twisting flip. It's like 4 skills all back to back. And I would, yes, yes. And I'm really impressed, especially when 3 years ago, that was my one piece of feedback to Joel, the coach of the World Cup shooting stars, was they could have more combination skills in their pyramids. And here we are. And their pyramid's so good. Okay, and now Steel is walking back on. So it's not going to go Stars Senior Steel. It's going to go Stars Steel again. And then
Senior
KW,
League.
KUW Lily. Senior Elite will go last still. I'm also laughing.
I think that's a strategic decision. People want to see Senior Elite. They have a really good routine this year. I personally really like their theme. It's like when you can have the music and like listening to it, I'm like, yeah. I feel there might be a lot of crossover between the Shooting Star theme and the Senior Elite theme. I think because they're both like America, like US based in a sense. Yeah, I find that when I'm listening to their music, I'm like, oh, okay. Like, yeah, there might be a little bit more crossover there.
Okay, who are we ranking in large senior right now? Because we've seen 3 of the 4.
Um,
Is the first, I'd have to look at building difficulty. Is the first team, I'm going to say it like I'm from French Canada, is the first team Panthers? You don't
No.
think it'll be? Yes, because shooting stars may not have the same difficulty in all of the other sections, other than
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Like, I feel like Orange had a lot of standing full, like that full kick full. That was really great. Their baskets were also like quite lovely to look
okay,
at. It feels like Panthers was such a long
because it
time ago.
was.
Because it was.
Because
We keep on
since
being
Panthers
added
is
team in
gone,
there.
we've watched World Cup shooting stars twice. We've watched Steel twice. Gym Time Fever is gone, and we've still not seen. And we've seen Orange and Senior Elite.
Yeah.
And because the divisions have
Now
been so
I.
small today, like only 3 teams, we're used to like a brand new division starting in 20 minutes. And it's been like an hour, not literally, but it's been like an hour.
A little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and then we
Panthers
decided to
haven't
look at
gone.
the large co-ed, and I think that like threw in also like like different things in there.
So do you have who do
Um,
you have right now? Let's go category by category. For building, Panthers have this is where we're gonna have to get really comparative, everyone paying attention. Panthers
mhm,
have 9 rewinds that all hit.
yeah,
Stars rewinds all hit. Did Orange's rewinds all hit, or was it their hand in hand? One of their inversions didn't hit.
yeah. Let me check my notes
I
real
think it
quick
was
here.
their. I don't know if it was Orange's rewind or if it was Orange's hand in hand, but okay, so then Orange does 9 rewinds as well. So they're all even on rewinds. They all do kick double dismounts, except Panthers does 6 kick double dismounts. Orange does 9 full kick full dismounts, and Stars do 9 kick double dismounts as well. So Stars is gonna or Orange is gonna have them there. Orange is a little bit farther ahead right now just because of the full kick fulls. Then Panthers have a half twisting inversion and Orange does not. Stars have a quarter twisting inversion.
Yeah, but like half this thing is definitely harder. So it's going to be close. I
I
feel like it's going
know.
to be close. What about pyramid? What do you think? Like, what are you thinking for pyramid? I feel like we're pretty stacked on all fronts.
I know. Again, I would have to watch for people watching. This is really how it is. I would have to watch the pyramids all again, side by side, to get an idea based off of combinations being performed, the pace of the pyramid. Did Cheer Extreme's whole coaching staff just walked out like 30, not
Yeah,
literally,
that's
but like
what I'm
50
saying. I'm
people
like,
just
there's 7 of them
yeah, like Spirit walked out and it was Cammy and Brett, and then the Cheer Extreme just walked out with like 40 people.
in like ball gown and
Yeah, well, it's
with
Miss America.
yeah, it's really beautiful though.
Cohesive.
Yeah, it makes
Again,
sense with the theme.
points for cohesion based off the first group that we saw.
Exactly. I
Hey,
think you know what,
KUW
like
Lily,
going
it's time for seniors. Who's
time
watching
for
Senior
senior
Elite?
elite. I'm very excited about senior elite. I I love their theme. I think it's a good theme. Like they're
I've been
giving us
really
a
out
story.
I've been really outspoken about this entire year about how much I love the transition that is the shoulder sit pyramid. Finally, right? What is your name? KUW? Ku? KUW Lily?
Yeah, finally,
Yeah, literally.
finally,
That's what we're
it's
saying.
happening.
Literally. Panthers went on 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like
Okay,
almost,
excited. Senior lead, let's do it.
they better hit. This
Did
is
you see
me,
that
honestly. For people watching, this is me when I judge. When the team walks out, I'm like, you better hit because it's really easy to score when you hit.
I'm trying to stop myself from clapping after performance if I'm on overall. They finish their dance. I'm like, excellent work. Oop, I need to write notes.
For any of you that have never judged a cheerleading competition, do you know how hard it is when a team is doing really well to not be like, you're living? Will you be streaming the videos alongside your commentary, Judge Mimi? One can hope. Yeah, start a petition. How great of a petition would that be? I should be commentating so you can see both. You can't just have a free live stream, so it's going to come with commentary. So you're going to have to start to learn to love commentary too. Senior Elite's about to start.
Uniform today. Very sparkly.
It looks so pretty. I like the teal on their chest.
Yes, it's a good uniform. The crown, looking great.
This is Senior Elite, everyone. Final team of the majors 2025. Finally. Baskets
Good height
were
on the
good.
baskets.
Yep.
Excellent participation here in standing tumbling.
And again, notice how in the back of the routine they have non-level appropriate things happening that are just for visuals. It's not about doing the most difficult thing. They just have something going on to create depth and to create levels. Rewinds
Yeah,
all hit
totally.
and were super solid. The rewind to the lib hit in the middle, and then they go rewind to prep lib, immediate high to high stretch. That's sickening, by the way. FYI. And that did hit.
Basket section was great.
Comparatively, if we're looking at baskets, I would say Senior Elite had the lowest height on their baskets, but their synchronization was incredible.
Yeah, I would say Orange probably had the best basket, in my
I
opinion.
would agree. The twisting inversions hit on Senior Elite as well. So as of right now, there's no visible deductions on Senior Elite. All of their twisting inversions have hit. Their rewind to the prep lib, high to high tick hit. That's so sick that they do that many release moves.
Yeah, I find that their tumbling section, the beginning of the tumbling section, running tumbling was hard to see. There's a lot of thing happening in front, and so you're kind of missing out on those first passes. But great connection to that stunt. Again, lower level, walking down the step, holding hand in that stunt. It was really, really
It's easy.
original.
Yeah,
It
like
works
easy
with
to
the
read
theme, though.
and visual.
Yeah.
This pyramid is so good. And it's
Absolutely.
dynamic and it's powerful and there's a lot of amplitude and everything that they do. If they're tossing, the bracer is always fully extended in their arms. If you notice, watch the bracers whenever they do any kind of release. Was that a miss skill?
Yeah, I feel like one side of the pyramid just didn't go. Something's happening there. There's missing the middle. There was I think it looks like a building fall and then a miss skill, one or two that happened after that building fall. This is too bad because they were coming in hot.
They didn't do my shoulder sit thing. I think they had to have because
it was in the
how it
middle.
works is they go like, I have it memorized. They go like this, right, to like a flat back. They do this to a flat back, right? And then the flat back 3/4 up to the shoulder sit, and then she releases and does a half off. So something had to have happened when they cross because that they didn't even attempt either side.
Let's rewind it just here.
Yo, not Senior Elite not hitting their pyramid and everything up. It was like the last part of their pyramid imploded, and everything else before that was perfect.
Everything else was perfect. You know what? If it wasn't from that fall in the pyramid, they could have taken the first spot for me.
I 100% thought.
Tumbling difficulty in terms of like the story they're giving us, the confidence, but then that pyramid's gonna cost.
Yeah, because if they don't have deductions, they're gonna not have they're gonna be the lowest in difficulty because they have an entire section not there, which is less hard.
Exactly. There was one shoe there in tumbling that just
flew off. Then someone tossed it across the floor. That was my cute transition just there going down. And then we're looking back at this pyramid right now, just making sure we're seeing where the mistake was. So like
For
how
those of you
much
that are watching,
actually,
we're rewatching Senior Elite because we want to know what happened in the end of their pyramid because their routine was so good, and then the final last
like
couple elements of their
like
pyramid
10,
into
8
their final
counts.
picture like imploded because
Yes.
they do
So
the waterfalls are perfect. They do like a waterfall immediate inversion again. This is where it starts getting weird.
it's gonna be
Remember, I was like,
here.
"Hey, did someone fall?"
Yeah, it's gonna be that like that girl in the back there.
There it was.
Yeah, and then she's not coming back up.
And then
And then there's a bunch of miss skill there. There's like at least 3 miss skill that happened there. Okay.
when you really look at Senior Elite's pyramid, it's not a matter of deductions for everyone watching and you want to know how do you judge something like this. It's not that Senior Elite's going to have a bunch of deductions, so don't be surprised if it's like, hey, how did they have that pyramid with like no deductions? They just had a lot of missed skills.
Yeah,
I could see
and so
them
it's going to be
having
hard to
noted.
like move up in the
Yes,
range without that
that's what I'm
difficulty.
saying. I could see them getting no deductions in pyramid in a way because it's like if nothing fell, they just didn't do anything. Then you're going to have a really low difficulty
I
score.
think they're gonna have at least a building fall in the
I do
back
too.
for that blonde flyer that went down.
She like
Cheer update
clearly
is
she like moved.
she clearly was like
yeah,
off balance.
yeah.
Cheer update is calling for 2 pyramid building fall. I can only see 1 and a bunch of miss skill. But yeah, definitely we're in that section. Final thought on that whole division comparatively. For me, I think it's going to be between Orange and Panthers. I kind of want to call it to Orange.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
It might also be because Panthers has been this so long ago, but I would have said Senior Elite if it wasn't from all of those fall. If it wasn't from the pyramid, they were starting
Okay.
strong.
Okay. But if we think deductions, there's no way. Not only is Senior Elite going to have deductions, though, they are going to be the lowest ranked pyramid difficulty score because of the miss skills. So,
Yeah.
in addition, I want to say like, oh well, we've all had deductions in large senior, but Senior Elite's going to have a low pyramid.
The biggest
score.
impact. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would have to agree with you.
They
but
did.
Then, like,
they did they hit goal like they hit range. They did the number of structures and level appropriate skills needed by majority.
Yeah, so they're gonna be like minimum 1 level appropriate skill and 2
That's what I'm
structure.
saying.
They're gonna have that. So, but between 12 and 20, it's a big range, you know. And comparatively, I think like looking just at deduction, like cheer athletic, like Panthers had 1 major athlete fall and a building fall, which is gonna cost them. Let me just make sure I have the right thing here. 2 points for the major athlete fall and a building bobble is another 2, so that's a 4. And then if we're looking at Stingray Orange, there was 1 building skill omission, an athlete fall, and a pyramid bobble. So that's a 3 in deduction, but then 1 skill omission in your stunt. I think World Cup Shooting Stars, they had 1 major athlete fall, 1 major building fall, and an out of bound. And so boundary is 1, major athlete fall is 2, and major building fall is 4. And so
That's
they
7
are at
points.
7. And so that's why I currently, in my rating, I am not talking to you about shooting stars because at -7, I'm like, that is really, really, really far. And then if we keep going, we are then going to Senior Elite. 1 athlete fall and 2 pyramid building fall. That will be building fall is 3, so 3 and 3, 6, and an athlete fall 7. That's also 7 for them. -7 plus the miss skill. And so that's why, in my opinion, it's going to be between Orange and Panthers.
It is going to be between Orange and Panthers.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're out here doing math,
Cheerleading
I
is
know.
nuts, guys.
I know. And Orange, okay, so then we have to look at both elite. So Panthers do a rewind. They do a rewind to 1 foot, a rewind to 2 feet, and then they do a half twisting inversion
Mm-hmm.
and a kick double dismount.
Yep.
So that's 4 level 6 appropriate skills. Orange
By the
does,
whole team, or do they have only 6 rewinds?
they have only 6 kick doubles. It's the only part they
6
do.
kick double.
Yeah. But Orange has a rewind, no twisting. Orange only has 1 level 6 inversion. Their other
Mm-hmm.
one's a hand in hand, which is not a level 6 because it doesn't twist. And then that's it. They don't do a front handspring up this year.
No, but they're doing that full kick full.
But they do the 9 full kick fulls. So that was 2 level appropriate skills.
So maybe Panthers will take it out of building difficulty then. Because also Orange had that missed skill in building. So that could also like affect their difficulty. And they don't have that like inversion twisting that we were talking about.
Yes, they don't have a twisting inversion. And I don't think the full kick fulls is enough to
Plays them
win
higher.
just that
No,
division.
I see what you mean.
But I do agree with you that they have their their tumbling numbers, the amount of things they do in groups. I'd have to look at each pass, but based off of what we see just on tumbling numbers, I would say with Orange.
Yeah, they do have more standing full. Technically than Panthers, but Panthers has more of like 1 to full, 2 to full in their standing. Then if you're looking at their running tumbling numbers are quite similar from like their previous performance. Panthers has more back handspring full, so round of back handspring full. But Orange has more double, round of back handspring double, almost twice as much as Panther. So that could be like a kicker. Yeah, we could discuss this. Like I feel like it's gonna be really close.
Hey,
We could go
if you're
like halfway.
watching,
I pick Orange, you pick Panthers.
I don't know. No, I'm like, I want to, like, I have, what are you thinking? Who is watching? Is it Orange or Panthers? Let us know in the comments. Orange or Panthers? For all we know, Senior Elite will win. That'll be the gag of it all. It's like we're like Orange or Panthers and Senior Elite wins.
I feel like they could, Senior Elite could take it. Like now that majors are done, I'm excited to see what will happen at Worlds, because now there's been a lot of mistakes still today, and Senior Elite has a very clear strategy in tumbling and standing tumbling. They are like outperforming everybody in standing tumbling. They have 26 1 to 4. And so if they hit their pyramid, and like the majority is like the other teams are doing like half of the team, like 15, 17, you know?
Yeah.
It's a very like it's a different ballpark. Yeah. KJ, I would agree with you. That seems unlike Elite to not hit, yet here we are. I guess Panther, but I hope Orange.
Are you saying you think
Sydney.
that? Are you saying that you are a fan, like an Orange stan, but you are mature enough and educated enough to say that you think it's going to be Panthers just based off of facts? Because if that's so, the amount of respect I have for you, Sydney. Her last name's Celine, like Celine Dion.
My favorite singer of all time.
I want
This
Senior
is
Elite
great.
to have a pyramid to Celine Dion again. We can't conclude until we decide who we have in first.
Okay, I'm gonna pick Orange. I say you pick Panthers, and then one of us will be right, and one of us will eat the math.
Is there a poll? Can you guys answer? Top chat. What's going on here?
It's tricky, but I think Sydney nailed it. I'm guessing Panthers, but I'm hoping Orange. I think that's a great place to put it.
I'm really disappointed, to be honest, because I don't like when everyone doesn't hit.
Yeah, I see
Um,
what you mean.
it's gonna be
Final
I have to
prediction, go
give a
ahead.
ranking. I know. I think it'll be Panthers.
Perfect. This is great.
So that means that our predictions are SSX for small senior,
Yep.
Revelation for medium co-ed, and Panthers for large
You
senior.
pick Revelation, but I pick Royalty there.
Did Royalty
You
have any
remember that?
deductions? Did Royalty have deductions?
I think they had one major athlete fall.
Yeah, and Revs didn't.
Yeah.
I think Revelation will win the majors. I also think Cheetahs will win the majors because they didn't have any deductions.
They hit 0.
I didn't get to see Peach. Like, I wasn't watching as intently. It looked like they hit from what I saw.
Let me see here if I can find
If not,
Peach.
then if they didn't hit, then
Yeah, they hit 0. They did.
It's obviously going to be between them and Atomic, but I didn't get to watch, so I can't give an educated opinion on that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to go to awards and know if we're right or not.
Thank you so much for being here. Cheetahs did have
It's been
deductions,
so
says
great.
Edric Gonzalez. Are you? Who said that? Is that real? Cheetahs had deductions? I didn't see any. Not you, whoever you are, Edric. Not me saying goodbye to Judge Mimi and then me literally interrupting myself and be like, hold on.
Oh, no, that's true. One pyramid building fall updated after review.
Thank you. We're all commenting on real time. We're all in it together. Before we go, couple things. Does anyone have any questions for Judge Mimi or myself about scoring on the USASF score sheet, the United score sheet, about why we think certain teams will place certain kinds of ways? Judge Mimi, where can we find you in the United States if we don't have TikTok on Sunday?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. If TikTok is still
If we don't have
available,
TikTok here, where can we find you?
I'm very active on Instagram, and so you will find very similar content plus stories and live on Instagram. I also try to go live on TikTok, so if TikTok is still there, because it looks like it may still be there, I also share content there. I try to share every day educational, positive content, and inspirational content, some entertainment. I like to go on in with trends and stuff so that you guys know that we don't take ourselves too seriously here.
Yes.
And then what about you, Thomas? Where, other than YouTube, where
you can find me
find...
everywhere at Cheer Analyst. You can find all of us. This year, there's going to start to be more guest commentators, yourself, other alumni that all of you watching know and love. Some surprise guests are coming soon that are going to be commenting. You might not see me as much. You'll start to see other familiar faces.
This is
and
great.
we'll see
Excited
you
for
soon.
the growth of your channel.
I'm excited to have you, and we'll see you again before the year ends.
Of course you will. Yeah.
Okay, everyone. We love you all so much, and we will see you at Cheer Sport. Bye.
Bye.